Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? Volcra, Weirdo Alicia. Good to see you. Why, Alicia? Can you explain what do you always? Why is your starter Imagine? You've been mainlining Imagine as your cold open for a long time. What's that about? Imagine thinking I'm still here. So clever. Have you been writing that for like forever, thinking that you could hit that line? Next time I see you better have a new one. Anyway, how we all doing on this fine Saturday afternoon? To be completely honest, I don't know why I say Imagine. I just don't like saying first or something, so I just started saying Imagine. I don't like saying first either. I mean, there's like a 20. You know? Aren't you friends with Chief Weed Officer? Isn't Chief Weed Officer like the person who just goes first, no matter when he shows up? Like literally, like the 5th commenter and be first. How you doing, Lulu? Did you forget his name? There's a lot of. It takes a little bit to rack my little brain. You know, we just started. Anyway, we have beef, Taz. What happened, Lulu? What could have possibly happened between now and last week? I didn't slander, did I? Usually I'm aware of like when I post slander. Because I do that on purpose. I'm like a fae, you know. I post the funny words that like get people upset, and then I sit back and scheme. I watched your race tier list this week. Uh-oh. See, that's the type of stuff that I'm like, I sprinkle a little sauce in there, and I'm like, this will get them real mad. The bunnies, the lizards, the cats. You're all on my fingertips. A lot can happen in a week. I mean, a lot can happen already in a few hours, so imagine how much can happen in a week. Well, you know, I think there's like an old saying that's like, you can't really get mad at people that you don't see that often. Does that make any sense? Like, that's why, like, people have a hard time with, like, relationships and, like, family, because you see them every day, right? It's like, oh, I hate my brother, because you see him every day. But, like, if I annoy you, like, twice a stream, but you only see me, you know, once or twice a week, can you really ever get mad at me? By the time you next see me, you're going to forget all this stuff. Also, looking at the little screen right now, we're soft launching the hide and seek stream. Can anyone spot my character? I made sure she's visible. You think I forget? That's funny. I don't forget either. There's a lot of things I'm proud of. I have a pretty good memory. You cannot confirm I am a furry. I just drool over all the big kitties. Look, wait. You're upset about my take about Hrothgar? Is that what this is about? Like, I felt like I was very lukewarm about them. Like, I understand the rating was pretty tough, but like I didn't like lay into him. I wasn't slandering him. I was just honest with you. There's not a lot of Hrothgar players out there. And like I said, like, we only met, what's his name? The guy Hrothgar. I was kind of hitting his accent. The Knight's Blessed guy. And we only met him after I made that video, so like that kind of cheated a little bit. You didn't even mention their one real flaw. I'm gonna be honest with you. If it has to do something with their animations or their voices, again, I haven't seen a Hrothgar player in 800 years. I just wouldn't remember. I'm sorry to say it. My memory's kind of messed up. It's slowly coming back, but say something to piss me off, and there's a high possibility that I remember the conversation word for several years. But just don't ask me what I ate yesterday. You know what I just realized? I have like a habit of just straight up reading what people text, like what people put on text. Like you could write something terrible and clip it out of context so easily for me. Like if you just said like, "Oh man, I really hate that that lunch worker at my local place." You know, there's something about him. Like you could write that, and I would just say it willy nilly and clip it out of context. Be like, streamer hates. Streamer is planning on taking down his local Publix front office person. My end of the stream still had the schedule on, so I thought Alicia was just talking to herself for a moment. I just had to reload the page. You weren't like concerned that we were 9 minutes in and nothing's happened? Volcra, have I ever been late to a stream? A single time. I'm talking to myself. I'm good at that, but people, yeah, see. And look how scenic it is. It's very pretty. You've been missing out on the shot. Also, no one has found my character who is hide and seek in the shot right now. If anyone wants to take a guess, go for it. You won't get it. My one issue with them is facial expressions are all kind of the same. I guess that makes sense, right? Do Hrothgar have whiskers? Do they? I've never actually looked. You have to understand, my understanding of Hrothgar is so bad. Honestly, sometimes I come in right when you start stream, say imagine, just close stream because I need to do something, but I need to say imagine. I'm really glad that you have a routine that you stick to, you know what I mean? It's good to have a routine. It's good to have something to ground you, you know? It's like, man, I really need to get this work done, but I haven't gone into his stream to say imagine yet. Or sitting behind the hedge, behind the stone pillar. Actually, I'm currently visible. You should be able to see the character. Although it is a little difficult, I'll be honest with you. Check my thing. We're good. But yeah. Did you get the chicken emote? Unfortunately, I've been very busy. I genuinely am not sure if I can even do it. I don't know how long it lasts. But this week's just messed up for me. I don't know if other countries, I know like half of you aren't from America. You'll never guess what I got called to do on this Tuesday. I got called to jury duty. When was the last time anyone got called to jury duty? Is your character wearing blue? Okay, let me give you a hint because no one said it. My character is only visible from her blonde hair. That's the only thing you can see. Does jury duty exist in other countries? Is that just something that like Americans do because like, you know, freedom, yeah. I just know that in my state, like they just force you to sit for like 5 hours while you wait for like people to show up. Apparently it's a very soul-crushing experience. I'm sending a screenshot in... I'm assuming that's Discord to show what looks sus to me. Okay. Cute aura without a chicken emote. Are you begging already, Rat? Give it some time, okay? Speaking of which, what is this? How do you have like the MSQ symbol next to your name? How'd you do that? Sus area maybe? Uh-oh, Volcry, I think you're onto something. Can't really see in 720p. I think you might have got it, honestly. What if we zoomed in slightly? Does that help your 720? Also, you didn't answer my question if you want a new line with Imagine or a new opening word. It's up to you. See, look, this is Mad Dog. Mad Dog is a king of the opening line. Look at this. What if God was one of us? Also, Mad Dog, you're early. Aren't you supposed to be like working today? What's my prize? I'm not sure. What are you feeling? You took the day off work to watch Tazzy? Oh, how did that conversation go? Like, hey, project lead. I was thinking like I kind of, I'm ahead of schedule today. There's a streamer I want to watch. I catch the last like 30 minutes of the stream every day, but like I want to watch the whole thing. I can write you a story if you give me a concept, but I'm already working on a story which is supposed to be a short story, but I'm like 22 pages in. Oh, we have a writer. I think I asked the other day, like, how many of you like do artistic endeavors? Like how many of you like paint? How many of you draw? How many of you make funny shorts on TikTok? I always like hearing people's like creative endeavors. I need to watch this little Asian guy with arms, please, Mister. Don't dox your what's it called? Your superiors, all right? Do I need to talk to Andy Jassy? I wasn't there for that convo. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're a writer. Stories on the side. Can I mean, I don't expect you to do it. I don't think you're like a. Never mind. Let's not worry about that. I was never. You're not gonna believe this, considering I play Final Fantasy, but I don't like reading, like novels, books. I was never into reading. I've always been bad at it. Okay, bad's a stretch. It was a weakness for me. It was something that people point and laugh at. You know what I mean? Plus, like, I don't even believe in like the power of reading. I don't believe in that nonsense. What did you want to ask? No, I was just interested. I love reading and I still skip all the cutscenes. Why? Don't you want to know about like the third character in the fourth Alliance raid and like their plights and struggles? You said earlier that you did the near raids, right? Surely you're interested in what the non-near character that has to explain the near storyline and its relevance to Final Fantasy XIV. I hate reading. The guy who reads the Evilus raids. Well, my love for reading, or my hate for reading, is met by my love for voice acting dialogue poorly and coming up with funny quips based off what's happening on screen. So like those two kind of things like balance each other out. Also on the wrong job. I don't like reading either. I had a friend who was like a super, super big reader. Like genuinely would read like all the cool like intellectual books like Tolstoy. And I would always argue with him. I'm like, I just don't see the merit in it. I don't think it's, I don't like using my time to read. Now he did have a banger vocabulary. He would destroy me in like vocab. You know, if we were in like, is there even a game show that needs vocabulary? Probably not. Maybe Jeopardy. He'd probably beat me in Jeopardy. He's a smart guy. Which game show do you think you could win? I think I could win Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You know, multiple choice. The clues are usually like in my range. I think I'm too buzzer shy for Jeopardy. Like, you know how in Jeopardy, like, you have to buzz in before the other people? I'm a little too buzzer shy. I need to, like, have, like, a really good understanding of what I'm going to say before I say it. And then, like, some random schmuck who just reads half the clues going to buzz in and then, like, actually do the thing you're supposed to do in Jeopardy. And I'm just going to have no chance. I can win the game show of where you need to gain the trust of a horse that's scared of people. Is that some European game show? I don't think I'm familiar with that one. Why does Myrnie sit like she's farting secretly? Why does everyone hate this sitting animation? You're not the only one. I think Volcra also hates this one. Have you ever just been interested in people? Like, have you ever just been interested? Like, God forbid someone be interested in you and lean forward. Like, you know? Like, what? You want everyone who sits with you across from a dinner table to be like, yeah, I thought the food was pretty good. You know, like. Don't talk to me now. Well, stay away. Stay back. I love talking alone. Anyway, see you. Oh, are you upset because I didn't read your comments? Look, Rat, we're gonna talk about that. That's like a big conversation, okay? That's like a 30-minute dissertation. You're talking about all the teaser stuff that got announced. I have to go over that. And did you watch some of the stuff from the Fan Fest? No. So we're probably not gonna get too much MSQ stuff done, but we might like actually just watch some of it and like react to it. But that's like later. That's probably at the end. I am interested because I know Rat linked me the that weird the new bard skills that let you jump around. I was like complaining about just standing around as a bard not moving, and they fixed it. They literally, they heard what I said, and they put it in the game. But like, I know that the other thing is you have to understand the other reason I wanted to watch it with chat. I started crying when they started jumping like a madman. I forgot you're a bard player too, Mad Dog. I'm happy for us bard players. We finally win in life. It's been so long. What I was going to say was the other thing I wanted to do this on stream because, to be 100% honest with you, I don't think I can understand. Like, I don't think I can understand half of what they're talking about. Like, you know, the 2-minute meta and condensing essential action skills. Like, I was looking at those pictures you sent, and I'm just like, I don't think I understand what's going on here. So let's just, we're gonna have like a picture book reading time, you know, with the help of the mentors. To be fair, to be honest, they explain it pretty explicitly. Are you talking about the actual stream? Because I'm talking about the pictures. I didn't watch the stream. Yeah, the stream. Well, maybe we'll watch some of the stream at the end. Anyways, I'm gonna dip now. Have fun streaming. Thank you. Have a good time, Alicia. I'll see you tomorrow for the first 20 minutes of stream where we talk about nothing. They love yapping. I think we all do. That is one thing since we did the Eureka streams like the last 2 weeks, I was thinking about or I'll just say imagine and dip instantly. You haven't done that much. You usually stick around and talk for a little bit. Don't lie to yourself. You like listening to my weird musings. I hate that they chose to keep the new battle mode optional, but when you really think about it, eventually it will not be optional. I love that because 14 players hate change. Like, I will have to evaluate it from my perspective. Look, I think Rat said, what did Rat say? Rat said, I thought they were going to condense levels, but they condensed my skills. So they're just removing skills, right? Like, instead of having all these abilities, I'm going to have fewer abilities, but there's going to be more nuance to when I activate them, I take it. You wouldn't be surprised, but as a non-rotational, non-MMO player, that does sound appealing to me. I know that I'm the person they're trying to appeal to with those type of changes, but it does. They might be onto something. They might be onto something. It's going to be weird relearning everything. It'll be fine. What, you have to learn new jobs every time they add them, so, like, what's the problem? You're probably going to pick up, what is it, Beastmaster when it comes out? You're going to have to learn that one, too? What's, like, a 1-2 button difference? I don't know. You have to remember, I'm talking out of my head. I have no idea what they changed. Anyway, let's finish Shadowbringers. Just watch the entire keynote. You want to just watch? Do you want tomorrow's stream to just be the entire keynote from start to finish? We'll do some Shadowbringers, and tomorrow we'll just sit down and minute 1 we're going to start watching. I'm not against it. I'm really not against it. There's not much spoilers in it. If you spoiler flag them for me, I'll do the whole thing. I'm going to lurk for a while, while I clean. Okay. Well, we're going to talk to Tataru. The problem with Shadowbringers as a whole is that you talk to Tataru once at the beginning of it, and then you never talk to it again. I think that's kind of like... kind of an L, if you ask me. Chuya, how you doing? Pay Tataru her money? What did I... wait, when did I didn't... That's Alfino's problem. That's his money that he has to re-ascertain. Hello, we've returned. I've been good. How about you? I'm doing pretty good, pretty good. I'm a little tired. I was just explaining that on Tuesday I have jury duty, which is like the most wind out of my sails thing, because I have to go drive down to the courthouse and sit in the courthouse for like 7 hours straight while they waterboard me with questions about my biases and then make me sit through them. But you know what? Part of the American spirit. Voting, jury duty. Those are your 2 essential duties as an American citizen. But Murney, is it really you? But how? Wait, we didn't think you'd be back for ages. Time moves in mysterious ways. Right, so it does. The reports you had delivered by that excitable little pixie said as much. As for the situation on this side, the Imperials are still eyeing our forces from afar. From what I'm told, the Garlean armies have been slow to react and seem reluctant to commit any large-scale engagements. It's odd sort of stalemate. Otherwise, we've yet to see any signs of that awful Black Rose weapon we were warned about. But I suppose we did call an old friend to help on that count. Hee, Kryle and I had a terrible time tracking you down, though it'll be worth it to see on your face when you find out who it is. Anyway, just dropping by to say hello. It's 1:28 in Malaysia. Going to sleep already. Have a good stream, Taz. Hey, you should show up on Friday. It'll be a much... No, actually, it's going to be a worse time for you. It's going to be like 4 in the morning, and there's no way you're going to be like, all right, have a good one, Shuya. If you find yourself with insomnia, you can always hang out in my stream. It's Sunday here already. I know. Anyway, I was just about to make contact with this help of ours, and then confirm the latest news from the front. Might you fancy a rest while I do? Ah, the warrior-like back where she belongs, just as nothing had happened. Though you do seem different somehow. You'll have to tell me about your adventures when we have a spare moment. Until then, welcome back. Oh my goodness, wind-up Grahatia. I love that guy. That dude disappeared into the Crystal Tower and expected me not to, like, think about him when we found the Crystal Tower in another world. Well, here's our end of expansion Ascian cutscene. They always do these. Oblivion has claimed him. Emmet Selk gone, La Habrea gone, I alone remain, the last of the unbroken. Once more, I am moved to reevaluate the potential of these tattered souls. Ah, Xenos, never did I dream you could overpower me so completely, possessed as I was of your body and all its uncanny strength. And now that I have shared with you the truth of this world and its reflection, who can predict how events will unfold? Not I. Emissary, what a poor jest that title has become. The flow of history has become muddied, its currents wild beyond my capacity to direct them. How come they've never they've never released the Ascian drip? Is that like, do we have to finish the story first? You have wrested the advantage, Heidelin. The thieving hands of your disciples tightened the grip on our star. The origins of the world remain hidden and its inhabitants ignorant of their broken existence, just as you and your creators desired. They celebrate the gifts of imperfect life, uncaring, unknowing as we weaken and fade. But do not imagine you yourself rid of us, Elidibus. Though your champion has indeed proven the most egregious obstacle of our ascendance, a barbed thorn in my side, she may yet be removed and cast into the abyss. Oh yes, it can be done. I will keep these heroes mired in the first, and victory will be ours at last. Warriors of darkness now, are they? Then their fate is decided. They shall meet the same end as those who came before, death at the hands of the warriors of light. Seems you were right. Yes, there is something out there. But that would mean crossing malms and malms of this infernal emptiness, which is rather unhealthy for living creatures, as I understand. Even if we were to restrict ourselves to brief forays, I don't imagine the effect it... I don't like to imagine the effect it would have on our ether. But you still want to go, don't you? We may have saved the world, but we haven't reclaimed it. Not when you put it that way. What choice do we have? Well, of course I'm going with you. That's what family's for, isn't it? Come, let's head back and prepare for this mad journey of ours. Thank you, Thancred. Oh, here it comes. Though blazing skies, we give way to the gentle night. What hand can end the one of dark and light? What? They're supposed to trust parties unlocked? They're supposed to hit the line Shadowbringers. Right? The text scroll is supposed to have the word Shadowbringers in it. Am I crazy? Or at least Endwalker. Like, come on. Oh no, Endwalker is the next one. Hold on. That's at the end of Post-Shadowbringers, clearly. By completing the main scenario, Shadowbringers, you have unlocked the Trust system. Trust allows you to repeat previously completed main scenario dungeons with a party of NPC avatars who will give you XP, who will gain XP and level up in accordance with their duty participation. To bring up the interface, select Trust under Duty from the main menu. For more information, please refer to the help found within the interface itself. Furthermore, bolstered by experiences in the first, you are now able to accept quests from job-related NPCs in the source. In order to access them, the following conditions may be met. Reach level 80, complete the relevant 70 job quest, complete the associated role quest line. Quest locations and other details may be reviewed in the level 70 job quest journal entry. In addition, wow, there's a lot of things to drop on you. Quests to unlock new content have become available in the Crystarium. Rest well, Warriors of Light and Darkness, for 2 worlds of adventures await your return. We did it, but more importantly, my Grahatia. This is what we fought for. Come on out, buddy. There you are. You can't summon minions? Whatever. So you're telling me there's 2 post quest lines? There's the Tataru quest line and the first quest line. It's gonna be a long time before we get to Endwalker. Wait, never mind. This sends you back. I see the picture. Murny gods, it's good to see you. I hope you being here means you've had your fill of rest. Not so much as 40 winks. I literally just talked to you. You're too selfless, that's your problem, but you'll be no good to anyone if you don't take a break every once in a while. Anyway, not much has happened since your last visit. I had planned for you to meet that helper I told you about, but he refuses to answer his link pearl. I do hope he's alright. We've been exchanging messages with the Eorzean Alliance throughout, though. They say the fighting has stopped at Grimold Dark, and that the Empire's shown no sign of movement, which means we might actually have a moment to ourselves for a change. Seeing as you're back, maybe you could tell me more about your time in the First? Great. Oh, and if you don't mind, I'll ask Philomen to join us. She wants to know what happened to Minfilia, and I think it's best she hears it from you. We'll meet on the terrace of the House of Splendors. It's been like, what, 3 weeks since we did MSQ stuff? So, can someone remind me, are the other people just stranded on the First for a little bit? I know, like, we were brought back, like, body and soul, and like they were like imperfect. Are they stuck there for a little bit while the Crystal Exarch figures stuff out? Yes. Well, it sounds like we have problems then. My, it has been too long. Tataru did mention that I'd be joining you, did she not? Thank you. Words cannot express how well I've longed to know more of the First. This world Minfilia has sacrificed so much to save. But come, rest your feet. Tataru should be arriving shortly. So Minfilia chose to pass on her gifts to the next Oracle, this girl who Thancred named Reen? Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe the name either, to be honest with you, Tataru. Like, Reen was just that. Reen was not. It wasn't his brightest moment. To have such a burden thrust upon her as a child, only to embrace it when given the choice. In that respect, they're quite alike. It would seem her legacy is indeed in capable hands. Wow, frick you! What? You think Reen's a good name? It's all right. It's an all right name. It's from the heart. I understand that it's what you know, adoptive father Thancred came up with, but that doesn't mean it's fire, right? I'm just gonna be honest with you. Some of the stuff that comes, you know, some of the stuff that like my brain works up, just isn't it, you know? We have to be honest with ourselves, and Reen isn't Thancred's finest moment. Like, you think of the bad moments that Thancred's had to deal with, you know, getting upset at Reen because she isn't Minfilia, nearly dying while fighting Ranjit, right? Those are two low moments for him, and then naming Reen, like that. Those are the three strikes against Thancred's character. I was in denial at first too, so much I started calling her Serene. See, Serene's a good name. I like Serene. It keeps the Reen idea, but you know, it doesn't sound terrible. Myrni, might I ask a favor of you when you return to the First, to tell Reen what I cannot? To tell her, thank you. I forgot to color the headband again. And I would offer thanks to you as well for staying with her to the end. Begging your pardon, but can we have a word? Riol, I hope you're here to tell me you've received word from our helper. I wish, nay, I've had not a peep of him, and it's been a good while, too, too bloody long, on account of which I'm going to sneak over the border and see if I can get a signal for him to, for close her up. But what if they catch you? There must be another way. Well, it ain't as easy as asking Thancred to do it. Besides, I shouldn't have no trouble picking me way through Grimmauld now that the fighting's died down. God knows enough shadows to hide in. And it beats waiting around here twiddling me thumbs. Any road, I think I might, I thought I'd just let you know. I'd best be... Ah, I nearly forgot. Kryle's at the stones and she wants a word. Something to do with the patient? She was getting ready to examine him again when I left. You best head back then. I'm sure it's important. Serene is already a name? What? You don't have to name these people like... I guess the characters in Final Fantasy... Is there any main character in Final Fantasy that has like a common name? Is there another Thancred in any universe? Is there another... I highly doubt there's another Ishtola. That's like a... There's like an apostrophe in that name. Is Alphino like a name? I don't know French people. Is Alphino like a name that you can be named if you're spawned in France? Like if Pierre Rochon and I don't know, has a kid, what are the odds its name is Alphino? Yeah, I don't think any of the Scions. Alice might as well be a real name. It sounds real. It sounds like a real name. I just don't know if it is. Hori Boulder is not a real name. I'm sorry. Sid. Okay, I've seen a lot of Sid spelled with S, but Sid spelled with a C? I don't know about that one. Seems she's still examining them. I do hope it's nothing bad. Like Sid with an S is the Ice Age guy. Sid with a C, I don't, you know, that's our mechanic. That's our engineer.
You're here. Good.
Oh, good. I don't have to voice act.
So, how are they? Still locked in slumber, but otherwise in good physical health. For the present, at least.
We can get him back. We'll send him back.
For the present? Oh no, is something wrong with them?
I'm afraid there may be. I summoned you after detecting faint signs of instability in Thancred's corporeal ether. But subsequent examination suggested all 5 might be affected. And when I examined them just now, my fears were confirmed. Tellingly, the degree of instability varies between them. Thancred exhibits the most notable signs, followed by Y'shtola and Urianger. The twins' ether, meanwhile, remains relatively stable, but there is a change there too if one knows to look for it.
What does that mean, if one knows to look for it? That's like not how science works.
Hold on. Isn't that the order they were called away in?
Ooh, very perceptive.
Indeed. Which leads me to believe the instability will only increase with time. Though I can but speculate, I fear this may be a symptom of a weakening link between body and soul.
By the gods! What happens if the link is broken?
I cannot say for certain. This is all unknown territory to us. Yet whatever happens, it cannot be good. Mercifully, the instability is still only slight. And you may rest assured Master Matoya and I will do everything in our power to keep it from worsening. Be that as it may, it is imperative that you find a way to restore our friends' souls to their bodies.
Matoya is a real name? I think Matoya is a real name. Kryl, though? Kryl is not a real name. I'm sorry for you if your name's Kryl. Leave it to me. And by leave it to me, I mean I'm going to talk to my cat, and he's going to do it for me.
Thank you.
I don't know
Where's
how...
she even supposed to start? We had the greatest minds in the realm hunting high and low for an answer, and they ran out of places to look.
And we know the guy... Never mind.
You stated in your report that the Exarch had originally intended to reverse the summoning process by means of his own death, correct?
Ah, I see what you're saying, Kryl. We must kill him.
Raha always was a reckless young fool, ready to die for the first righteous cause that came along. His plan might well have worked, but I, for one, am glad he never had the opportunity to see it through. Even if it does mean our friends must remain stranded a while longer. There is another way, I am sure of it. And the key lies with him, with the Exarch. Pray return to the First and apprise him and the others of the situation. We, meanwhile, will do what we can from here. And, if the fates are kind, we will have good news to share upon your return.
I feel like... You know, I'm no doctor, but I feel like having to walk into a room with people that are very much alive and tell them that they're dying, I feel like it's a pretty tough thing to do, you know? Like, imagine it's like, oh, wow, Warrior Light, welcome back. And it's like, oh, by the way, I came here for one reason. All of you are slowly dying. I don't know how to fix it, but you got to figure it out before you actually die. You'd handle it like a champ? I don't know. I don't think you could. I don't think you're built like that, Mad Dog. Not gonna lie to you. Look at that weirdo strut like that. Strange, strange people. Do you have... I really do think that I really do think that it's so unfortunate how they run. It really is sad. Do you have any business with the Crystal Exarch? I just say that we're not happy to escort to the Ocular. Ah, Murney, you returned. I hope your time in the Sanctuary was suitably restful. Ah, but of course it wasn't. Go on. Their corporeal aether shows signs of instability. By the gods, the possibility never even occurred to me. If you have returned in the hope that my research has yielded a solution, I fear you'll be sorely disappointed. 'Tis but a mercy we have the likes of Master Kryl and Master Matoya to keep our friend's body safe while we wrestle with the problem, but they cannot forestall the separation of body and soul infinitely. Come, the others must be told. He's a British cat. You have to say meow? I think American cats do the same thing. Well, here comes the to-be death people. I got bad news for all 4 of you. All 3 of you. All 4 of you again.
Excuse my late arrival.
Will Thancred and Reen not be joining us?
Thank you for following, Vexusu.
Nay, milady. With apologies to all, they beg leave to pursue their investigation of the empty to its conclusion. Should matters here demand their presence, however, they did assure me that they would make themselves available.
Yes, of course. Then let us proceed. I think it best that you begin by providing a summary of Mistress Kryl's findings.
How you doing, Vexusu? We're just finding out that all our friends are slowly dying ethereal, corporeal corruption. And we gotta lay it on them
I suppose
thick.
it was only to be expected that some change would occur.
Yet our souls seem unaffected, to my eye at least. How long they will remain so is another question. Kryl is right. It is imperative we find a way to return to the source.
The sauce!
Perhaps an explanation of the method by which I brought you here will yield some inspiration. Ere I begin, it must be noted that I am by no means a gifted mage. In order to employ powerful magics, I must rely upon the Crystal Tower and its boundless reservoirs of energy.
Not like this. I just finished Heavensward. I don't need no more dying. No, click off. What are you doing? You're supposed to be enjoying Stormblood or something. Go listen to the music of Stormblood. Go like dun 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 bum 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 bum. It's okay. None of them are gonna die. I promise. I think, okay, this isn't necessarily spoilers. This isn't necessarily spoilers, but I think Heavensward is where most of our friends die. I don't know, you said you finished Heavensward? I don't know if you're talking about Post. I think the most close to the Warrior Light characters die in Heavensward. It's just a bloodbath. I'm doing good. How has Shadowbringers been treating you? I like Shadowbringers. He doesn't know about Postbringers. Alright, apparently it's a bloodbath. Just left and right people dying in Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers is good. I think that it's definitely the best of the story parts. I don't know if you're a story person, Vexusu. I understand. There's like lore skippers who are here for like the raids and the camaraderie. There's like the lore lovers who are like, I'm gonna read every single piece of text hidden away in the archives of the vault in Foundation. And then there's like me who like, I read the story. If it doesn't make sense to me, I kind of just go over it. I don't care too much, and you know, some things go over my head, but it's okay. I like to keep tabs of who's lore skippers in my chat. That's the other thing. How you doing, Ren? We're just I'm not gonna do the same shtick, but I've been reading everything, not sure how much of it I've retained. That's the other thing, right? The worst part about doing this on stream is like, I have to keep it going. So like if I don't understand something, I just click next and continue reading. And like, hopefully it doesn't come up again later. But that's why characters will always go like, pray tell, remember when I talked to you about the ethereal flow. And I go, oh, of course, of course. The ethereal flow, yes.
The magic that summoned you was no exception. 'Tis a singular spell, adapted through painstaking effort from the technique that transported me to the first. To use an analogy, it works by cutting a hole in the fabric of reality. A hole tailored to the object of summoning, through which it and it alone may pass unscathed. Though I succeeded in creating said hole, I failed to latch onto my intended target. Instead of you, the spell found those close to you, and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
Every time Urianger talks, I have to read it back. Well, Urianger talks in like old English. You think you have a hard time reading it? I have a hard time speaking it because I have to read whenever they don't pay his voice actor to read for me. So I have to go like, had it not been doth for the foretold prophecy, we shall not be in this dilapidated state once more. Ergo. And I'm like, Urianger, please. Talk like a normal person for once in your life. Isn't it a thing in games where they usually repeat things 3 times anyway? So you got like 3... Yeah, they do. Well, they understand that people like me have a hard time like comprehending the greater themes, so they have to, you know, repeat it. Like, I don't know if any of you play Genshin Impact, but like, that's what Paimon is. Like, Paimon just regurgitates the story so that if you were skipping through it too quickly, Paimon will just go, oh yeah, you remember how like the last 3 hours we did this, that, and this? Well, now that's going to come up again, so I hope you remember. It's like, really, it really does help. Some people hate it though. The people who like actually listen to the story really closely and try to like psychoanalyze what's going to happen next, they hate that kind of stuff. I failed to latch into my intended target. Instead, the spell found those close to you and ended up summoning them in their incomplete state.
I would not soon throw my life away, not after the lengths you and yours went to save it. And so long as I breathe, I will spare no effort to see you safely home. But should all else fail, and your lives be at stake, there remains one sure method.
I'm gonna have to kill him myself.
Oh.
Nice. Good job, Alice.
What was that for?
How can you even entertain such thoughts? You owe your life to the Warrior of Light, and you don't get to die unless she says so.
Your followers await your divine judgment.
We keep the cat alive.
If the two of you have finished, perhaps we could return to our discussion?
Also, Vexusu, you know what? The one thing that I will allow myself to spoil you, since you said you're in Heavensward. Look at the outfits on all the characters right now. You're in Heavensward and everyone's like plain looking. Look at how dripped out everyone is. Like
Rather
literally
than
top to
dwelling upon
bottom.
Multiple failed attempts at transference, I think it would behoove us to focus on the solitary success.
Hey, look at this team.
I would draw your attention to the fact that our friend can travel between worlds possessed not only of her body and soul, but her personal effects besides.
You just want compliments on Murney? Don't look at this character on the left. Even though the striking green and brown and black really, and the rose-colored boots really tie the whole thing together, right? Obviously the most well put together, but we'll get a point. Look at all the characters you know, right? Even Urianger looks nice.
This is no different from the teleportation magics to which we are all accustomed. Magics that allow for the transportation of those inanimate objects one considers to be an extension of oneself.
Are you suggesting that simply by considering us her possessions, she could carry our souls back to the source upon her person?
The source.
Well, it would be nice if things were that simple for a change. But vague notions of ownership seem a rather tenuous thing to stake our lives on. So much as a moment of doubt on her part and we'd be left floating in the rift.
Milady hath the right of it. The requisite fixity of belief would be too much to ask even of our friend.
Urianger, what is a requisite fixity?
Yet
What are you
were we
trying to say?
Immure our souls within an object in her possession, mayhap then our safe passage could be assured. White Auracite would, I believe, serve as a suitable vessel for this purpose. It was conceived to imprison the massy soul of an Ascian, and should house one of ours with relative ease.
Or if only we had some extra white auracite. Crazy.
We would need only to ensure our soul's safe preservation inside the stone, and identify a means by which they might be transferred back unto our vacant bodies.
Soul preservation and transference. I believe I know of someone who may be able to assist us. On the far shore of the source, there stands a great palace built by the elves. It was forsaken in the wake of the flood, but a certain Numo chose to make their home there soon after. Though they have long lived as a recluse, they once occupied a place of honor in Verbert's royal court, and it is said that none in all of Norvrant is more knowledgeable than they on matters of the soul.
Well, I've no objection to seeking a helping hand, but if they've gone to such lengths to hide themselves away from the world, what makes you think they'd be willing to lend us one?
A worthy question. Years ago, I myself tried and failed to solicit their cooperation in the battle against the Sin Eaters. No sooner had I begun to make my plea than they unleashed a swarm of their familiars upon me.
Plague of frogs.
Unlike me, however, you have curried favor with the Fae folk. By that merit alone, I am hopeful that they would grant you an audience. They may still be inclined to turn you away, of course, but if their knowledge might feasibly facilitate your return home, we have to try.
Look, it's nice to see someone use colors other than red, blue, purple. I don't think I have any glam that uses red, blue, or purple. Oh no, I have one red. I have one red. I just lied to you. I just think the green looks nice. It's like green, kind of brownish. Unfortunately, the rest of the team, we got a red, we got a blue, purple. It's not looking good for the rest of us. It's funny that you don't like red, green, or red, blue, purple, because I feel like the most used is black, right? Because it just goes well with everything. The only thing I'll lament is green outfits do not work well if you're gonna use a green screen. I learned that the hard way a lot of times. I was trying to key my character out once using this exact outfit. I removed the greens from the picture and I'm like, wait a second, where'd the color go? So I had to dye everything again. That's okay. The Grand Cosmos, that is the palace we seek, stands on the opposite shore of the source. Of the sauce. I will arrange for a boat to carry us there. Whilst thou journeyest thither, I do think it best that I devote mine energies to creation of white auracite, by thy leave, of course. The process requireth no small amount of time, and should the Numo consent to lend us their aid, we will need a suitable vessel ere long. Agreed, and then I would ask the rest of you to meet me in Sullen, and do be prepared for a warm reception. Let's get out of here. See you, Urianger. Where is this? Where is Sullen? Oh, it's over there. I don't know how much viewing of post Heavensward content you've looked at, but like pretty much everything comes nicer in like Shadowbringers. Like look at the world here. Isn't it nice? Nice and purple. This is safe spoilers, right? No one gets upset at looking at the places they get to go to later, I think. It's very purple. Oh, it's extremely purple. What did Murney have for breakfast? Well, let's look at all the food I have held up. Obviously, it was a baguette. With some triple cream coffee to like really, you know, perk her up a little bit. Murney's the type of person to wake up with like a I Hate Mondays shirt on, you know what I mean? Sipping on some coffee. I will say Vixusu also, depending on how fast you play, there's a good chance you'll lap me at some point. It's very pretty. It reminds me of Jacaranda's Tree. I don't think I know that one. It's a reference lost upon me, unfortunately. I only speak on this stream. We speak in RuneScape references and sometimes Team Fortress 2 references, but that's only like the after hours stuff, like away from MSQ. With how slow I play, you might also pass me. We were on the same part like a month ago, Lulu, and you're literally post Shadowbringers already. What are you talking about? You know we're gonna do another like Alliance raid stream. We're gonna do the near raid stream. We're not getting out of Shadowbringers for a little bit, to be honest with you. As I told you before, I had scarcely set foot on the palace grounds when I was set upon by the host's familiars. I expect our reception will be no different, which is why I propose we march through the main gate, weapons drawn. I'm sorry, but are we not petitioning for assistance? You can't honestly think of barging in looking for a fight to persuade them. I actually believe the Exarch might have the right of it. They have no doubt poured a great deal of time and energy into their creations. Were I them, I should be most interested to meet with those who would overcome my defenses. As would any true seeker of knowledge, there's little we can say or do to convince them but to help us if we know nothing of their character, nor less why they chose to hide themselves from the world. How you doing, streamer, by the way? With the toot. If we can seize their interest, mayhaps we earn ourselves an audience. Weapons drawn it is, then. I must say, though, Exarch, you seem to be enjoying all of this. Well, I won't deny that I enjoy the thought of fighting alongside you all, rather than pacing about inside the Crystal Tower. You both seem rather in high spirits, if you ask me. Not that I'm surprised. Your moods invariably improve when Murney's around. Slap him. What are you implying? Actually, flick him in the forehead. She averted a calamity, and the light which seemed destined to consume her has been extinguished. 'Tis only natural to be pleased to see her. Number one simp right here. How come none of you speak about me the same way that Graha speaks of Murney, huh? How come it's like, the light in my eyes when I see Tazilu stream? I think we could all use someone like Graha Tia, to be honest with you. Yes, you'll have plenty of time to celebrate her good health after we've finished here. Of course, let us proceed to the palace. Grand Cosmos, no one told me there was a dungeon. Anyone want a dungeon up? Volcra? Shroomer? This guy wants a cat boy to follow him around and glaze all day. The cat boy, okay, the cat boy part, that's like a bonus. It could have been anyone. It could have been a Hure, it could have been a a lizard, could have been a bunny. Like the ears are, you know, I don't see Final Fantasy races the same way you all do, right? I don't have prejudice against fellow my fellow man and women, you know? I heard Volcra. I said, are you done cleaning? I got surprised by a dungeon. We can always queue up some dungeons. Anyone, is Grand Cosmos a slammer dungeon? Anyone like that one? It's a slammer? Let's go. Okay, I can take a break. Hopping on. All right, we at least got 2. I can join. All right, we got the full team together. Shroomer, what's your take on the 8.0 changes? Also, I don't think I'll lap you. I'm a very slow reader and I often get distracted by things. Well, I want you to know that when I started playing this game, there was someone who was we met along the way, Osha, who was literally at the same part as me. Osha finished the game like months ago, like literally completed Dawn Trail. And every so often Osha will arrive to like help us with an alliance raid and sacrifice her life because I don't know the mechanics, and she'll run ahead and she'll run in front of me and take the bullet and she'll die. She's truly my strongest soldier. I haven't seen a lot of them, but I like what I see. I'm awake. How you doing, Remove? Wait, are you playing Bard? Let's go. I've always been a Bard main. I don't know if you saw Vexusu, but they announced Bard changes. We're going to get 3 jumps, 3 dashes, every direction, left, right, forward. Gone are the days of us running out of mechanics. The Bards will rise up. It's really funny because like I had this whole spiel about like I can join for Grand Cosmos. You're gonna have to hurry because Lulu, Volcra, and actually Volcra, do you want to go back to your little? You want to continue cleaning because I think Remove can take your spot if you want to finish up. Whoa, wait, I'm just saying. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking logistically, Volcra. Like, what happens if there's a trial after this and I need your help? I don't want you to go. I'm cleaning right now. You know, we have to reappropriate the soldiers to get people. What role you need? Well, Schumer's a fisher right now. Why is Lamau censored on phone? I'm not sure. Hardy candy. Wait, will you fish this up? What is this? This isn't a fish. Thank you. Remove can help. But bids on Paglethan. I don't know what Paglethan is. Is that... I'm assuming that's the next dungeon / trial. Why aren't you a Fisher fake RuneScape fan? All right, can I speak my truth? I haven't played RuneScape in a bit, but they released the Leagues, which is like super fast, limited time game mode. I don't know if any of you played like Path of Exile seasons or Diablo. Diablo season's not really like that. But you basically play the game from level 1. At like with like crazy buffs and perks that like change the game. I've been addicted to that. I've been like I was this tempted to just have RuneScape open on like on my second monitor, like next to my chat, so I could like just progress while I was streaming. But I'm like, okay, that's crummy. Let's not do that. Let's be good people for once. All right, let's get the team together. You must remember the name of this dungeon, Paglethan. It's the last dungeon in Post-Shadowbringers, and unless I'm dead at the time, I want to be included. Chicken emote? Wait! Ah. I want a chicken emote. It's just so... the place is like... Jollibee's is like 40 minutes away from me, and it's not on the way to anything, so I can't like reasonably go, yeah, I'll just drive like 30 minutes from where, I was already 10 minutes this way. It's like in the complete opposite direction of where I go like on daily basis is. Unfortunate. Oh, I'm using the wrong bow, that's okay. You can go get a shirt online. Yeah, but like I wanted to do the funny skit where I went to Jollibee to get the Final Fantasy 14 thing, and then I get a picture of me and Murney next to each other holding the chicken like the same way like you do in the emote. I think it looks good. It works out. I like this outfit, by the way, Shroomer. Very well put together. Is this new? Is this a Dawn Trail exclusive? I feel like all the newer outfits just look so nice. Like, what is it? Sorry, is it Endwalker? My bad. All the newer outfits just look so much better than the old ones. Genuinely. Remove, are you I've personally opened Hearthstone in the background while waiting for downtime in this game. Well, close your Hearthstone now. There we go. I was going to say, we have a dungeon to do. Alright, we got everything. Oh, no, wait. Lulu, go back to healer. We're missing the green. Alright, perfect. At least I think we are, right? Let's do it. Not you. The Grand Cosmos. Remove. Are you not playing tank? Aren't you always a tank, Remove? Oops, 1 second. Oh, you 2 level? Okay, never mind. Let's do it again. There we go. Alright, first piece of content post-Shadowbringers. Let's see what they cooked up. Shadowbringers is such a hit, like a massive hit, they had to have like spent all the money to make the post-Shadowbringers content gas, right? The Grand Cosmos. This is the guy we're after, right? This is the one that we need to like talk to. Let me finish my tamale. Tamale break. Alright, go. Speaking of tamales, don't let me forget my food. Lulu looks so swag. Yeah, I like the wings. No one really rocks wings in this game. You always hear like, okay, from like an outside perspective, okay? MMO players. You always hear about like how zany people look in MMOs. I think people like expect everyone to look like Lulu with like the big gaudy dress and the wings, but like they're actually very rare. Like most people are kind of tame with their outfits. People play Final Fantasy 14 like they're going on a date in an hour? What? it's called being stylish, not, you know, constantly going on a date. Nothing wrong with looking stylish. Like, if you, okay, think about it this way. If you didn't have to, like, put on all the belts, like, if you didn't have to put on, like, the fancy dresses or, like, put on the million belts if you're a guy that are on, like, every outfit, you'd wear that every day. Right? My glam is also messed up. Wait, what happened to it? Looks pretty put together. Although, is it the pink arms? Is that what's throwing you off? Big true. That's what I'm saying. Look, in my skits, like, I've had to put on... I started putting on belts in weird places just because, like, it makes me look better. Like, I've learned a lot. I've actually learned a lot about fashion and, like, weird esoteric and gaudy fashion from just looking at Final Fantasy characters. And I realized that putting belts in weird places, like from here to here, from here to here, high waist belts, get out of the AoE, like just doing all that stuff, it kind of looks nice. I kind of get behind some of it. But again, I'm not going to walk out to Walmart and put on like 4 belts across my body to look cool. Like that, you know, if I had a glamour button that let me like at the flick of my wrist put on like the coolest looking outfits, I'd do it. Boss number 1. All right, let's focus in. These idiots are gonna do something. I know they are. What are you gonna do? I know you're gonna do something. You're gonna die? Nah, I'm gonna be fine. Okay, maybe. All right, they got a little sauce to them, but I figured it out. Ah! Ah, I don't think I figured it out. Help, I'm being chased by a broom! I'm fine. Alright, I have 3 Vuln stacks, but I'll survive this, I promise. Heal me, please! I'm fine. Any buffs in chat? I got you. Look, they're gonna remove the buffs. I was told this. It was revealed to me. Also, I dropped my iron jaws because I was getting whipped by a... what's it called? By a broom, of all things. The things that kill you in this game, I swear. You can't have a dignified death dying to, like, swords and shields. Okay, this again. Alright, just don't hit me for 13 seconds and we'll be fine. Ah! Ow. I don't think I figured out this whole broom sweeping thing. This is beneath me. This is servant duty. This is not befitting someone of my stature. So they sweep you? I figured that part out. Can I get a heal before I die to this thing? I'll do it myself. Current status floor. I'm back. I'm up. I'm standing. Don't you know that I'm still standing? Alright, how about I have this great idea where we kill him before the brooms come to get me again. Your raid leader says it, you have to do it. Goddamn brooms, man. Who designed these things? Dexusa with the sub? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Karaoke already? I'm so excited for the karaoke. I literally figured out how to like get reverb onto OBS so I can sing and like not feel conscious because like I hear my echoing voice. I'm excited. Oh yeah, I'll just shout this out because I said it earlier. You good back there? We're doing on Friday. We're doing a little birthday stream. If you want to, if anyone wants to join, we're gonna do some hide and seek in Eorzea. I'm probably gonna sing at least 1 or 2 songs, hopefully. And then I don't know, we'll like hang out or something. We're singing Revolutions? You're the only person I think that's ever, like... I don't hear a lot of fanfare for Revolutions. I kind of like Revolutions. Is that weird? I know I'm, like, Stormblood's #1 fan at this point in time, but, like, I do kind of like it. I think it's... Okay, how about this? I think it's a fun one to sing, at the very least. It's got the high notes that we all love trying to hit. LB, I got you. Wait, but the minions, you pulled the minion. Okay, I'll LB now. Believe. I'm working from office Friday, but I can hop on just for a little bit to sing happy birthday. Well, to say happy birthday, you're not going to sing happy birthday. Much to my chagrin. On my list of people that I know are going to try, I think Remove would try to sing. I believe that Remove will give it the college try. Say, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it. Alright, boss number 2. Let's not go 2 for 2 on deaths. Whoa! It's one of the, Oh, no, it's not. This is not a Sin Eater. Kind of looks like one. I don't see any dumb idiot, like, off-screen mechanics I have to do, so I think we'll be fine. Right? Oh, you can grab them. What do I do with this? Am I gonna walk in here and grab it? Mine. Set down. What did that do? Oh, I get it. I get it. They don't have the nutrients from the grasses. They just perish. Okay, I get it. So you can like skip the ads. That's kind of cool. See, I already understand this one better than the sweeping part. Am I gonna get punished? No, you're good. Never punished. Ouchies. It's this part again. I got you. Except there's that thing too. Okay, watch my high IQ while I figure this out, right? See? my buffs. So someone explained to me in King's English what they did to the buffs and why everyone was like, oh, they're removing the buffs and there's no 2-minute meta. What What are we like celebrating / lamenting the death of? Oh, my thing. Okay, I got it. I shall bloom again. I will say, in my little time we played Eureka, I did enjoy that like laid back feel, right? Not being on eggshells all the time. Nothing could really kill me, right? Like, I don't have to. No one says floor mode, right? No floor mode on whenever I dive. It's just you know, just kill mobs and chill. That's why you should play Final Fantasy XI. Someday. Excuse me? Tank? I'm being attacked? Oh, what the? This dungeon needs more Murney jumping around like a maniac. I've realized through like watching my own gameplay, I realized I move too much. I think I need to learn to be calm and still in the midst of battle, you know? It's unbecoming of a bard, you might even say. Right? There needs to be control and flow. These are the things that make bards powerful, of course. And I think, you know, I'm a little too frantic. You know, I'm a little too left, right. I'm a little too forward, back, and forward and back, and even one step forward, you know? Just... Oops. Could be doing that a little more. I move a lot too. I run around the arena and jump everywhere during fights. Look, I'm trying to turn. You can do that though. You're in heaven. You're in Heavensward. You have to remember that when you're like in Heavensward, people watch you in combat and they think like you're just like a cute noob. You know, they're like, oh look at little Sprout jumping around, right? Of course, I'm a veteran player now, so I get to speak down with my experience levels, and I can speak of all the horrors that await you. Oh, cutscene. Oh, piano? Just right up my alley. You have sullied these halls long enough. Come, Lugus, our guests yet want for company. Lugus. Insatiable flame. Insatiable? No way. There it is. LB whenever. Ah, give me the power to LB and I will do it at the perfect time. Such a thing. Such a beautiful thing. Do not cower, Shroomer. We must go. Oh no, the things have names. That means there's gonna be mechanics that involve these things. What the heck? Ow. I get a Vuln stack for that. You gave me like half a second to react. I was looking at chat. Not smart. Not the smartest way to manage a fight. Can I get a heal before I die? Be really good. Actually, heal yourself first, Lulu. I can manage, I think. I can't manage. Thank you again. Oh no, you have to full cast it. You should heal yourself first, so then you can heal me afterwards. Because I just used both my heals, and I ain't dying a third time. Okay, we're good. I almost died a third time. I saw my life flash before my eyes. Alright, everyone settle down. Alright, I have the fight downloaded. He has like the left arm, right arm swing stuff. We've seen this before, if you remember, back in the days of Omega. Let me guess, I gotta stand behind these things. Until they've burnt something to ash. Oh no, I have to find... I want the sofa! I wasn't looking, you died 3 times? Well, that's why you gotta look. I only died twice, okay? Scorching right. So that's gonna be that side. Right. No, this is right! This is his right! Ah! Our healer's dead, by the way. I think I'm gonna die. I'm gonna be real with you. Without healing, I don't think this is gonna work. No! Don't do it. Lulu, heal yourself first, by the way, before you die. Don't revive me. Be smart. My bad, let me rephrase. You died 3 times? Look, he's got the right hook and the left hook, okay? And he got me with it. That's normal. He's got some moves. He's got some moves. Thank you. Alright, I do have a potion, so I can heal myself a little bit. It'll be good. Scorching left is that one. Alright, we're good. Fire's Domain. Alright, we're doing this again. Okay, once he stands still, Ow. Once he stands still, I'm gonna hit him with the thing. I think he has to finish those first, though. I need to really pull that off. Captain Ball. Oh, I'm doing it! Don't go anywhere, please! good enough. We can get it, we can get it, we can get it. Everyone relax. We got it. Two percent more, we got it. 1% more. Definitely not our best showing. I won't lie to you. If you were if this was your first time watching, don't use that as the benchmark. That was surprisingly bad. I remember doing bad on that pass with NPCs too, which is worse because the NPCs show you the mechanics. You see, my mistake was I was doing what I normally do, which is I look at like my healer for where to stand. I look at my other DPSs. Lulu, I don't think remembers the fight that well either, so that strategy's out the window. That's okay. We did it. Ooh. Wait. Tail? I've never seen this before. I feel like this would really work. I feel like this should be like extremely popular among certain subsets of people. I'll grab it. First try, no wipe is pretty good on this boss. My healing on here is not that good. That's why I'm off tank. I learned the fighting mechanics from watching y'all, so I'm prepared to do it when I eventually get there. I don't know how you could possibly have learned the fight mechanics from watching me when I barely learned what happened there.
That was my fiercest familiar. Oh, impressive.
You might want to watch a guide on YouTube for that one, Vex. I just don't think my gameplay isn't going to help you much. Oh, it's one of these guys.
Backlogue, 'tis good to see you again after all these years. And judging by your vigorous greeting, I dare say the feeling is mutual. To be sure, a simple shake of the hand would have sufficed by way of welcome, but I shan't complain. But you must be wondering as to the purpose of our visit. We come to beg your assistance in a most urgent matter.
You don't have to say it like that, buddy. Also, why are we still using Crystal Exarch? We know... Give me his real name. I didn't go through the whole expansion to use his fake name.
Shake? Beg?
Our comrades' very souls are in danger. If we are to save them, we will need the benefit of your unsurpassed knowledge on the matter. Please, will you not sit and hear our plea?
Why is he like trying to activate like sleeper cell words? Like, it would be a shame if beg. But then again, maybe we can sit and hear our plea. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, how dare you! How dare you speak thus in my presence! It was to escape such words of temptation that I hid myself from the world of men. You are sinners, one and all, and I swore never again to have any part in your affairs.
I can only imagine what terrible events forced you into a life of seclusion. But I know that the Numo are a good and noble folk. It is not in your nature to turn a blind eye to the plight of those around you. And in treating with us, I am certain whatever mistrust you feel for man will begin to... heal.
Oh, he's doing it too.
will not be satisfied. Oh, I suppose I could listen. After all, there's no harm in just... No, I mustn't. Not again.
We're losing them. Quick, more words, more keywords, quick.
They seem to have the best of intentions too, and countless innocents died for my naivety.
Give the subservient race the subservient commands and they'll listen to what you have to say. I guess, right? Beg, heal.
Oh, you know not what you ask of me. What horrors my knowledge has wrought.
We would never misuse it, right? You can trust us. We're trustworthy folk.
You wish only to save your friends? Nothing more?
We're gonna get told that, like, all people's souls are, like, held on strings, and if you just cut them, you can kill anyone you want. And then I'm supposed to walk away with that knowledge and not use it for, nefarious deeds.
Do you swear it?
Yes.
Oh. No.
Oh. Very well.
I had to head out even though I can show you how the glam's supposed to look like. I can visualize it. It's like pink.
I will hear your petition, but that is all. And I expect fitting payment for my troubles.
You're basically part of the government, so they would expect you to not, what, misuse information? The government? Hello? Are we speaking of the... Never mind.
Commensurate with your contribution to our cause. No more and no less, I promise you. With that settled, might I impose upon you to join us at the Crystarium? I'm afraid the nature of my friend's predicament calls for absolute secrecy.
There you are. The others have gone ahead to the Crystal Tower with Beklug. For the record, I truly... Oh my goodness, a fellow person trying to complete Grand Cosmos. For the record, I truly wish we hadn't resort to such words when treating with them. I've ever sought to convince, not compel. Yet I cannot deny that part of me is glad Urianger shared his knowledge of the Pneumo with us. Had he not, Beklug wouldn't be here. Speaking of whom, we should hurry. To our guest waiting, we should only add insult to injury. You may now enter the Grand Cosmos with a power party of NPC avatars. What is the purpose of this trust feature? Like, this is the second time they've tried to foist it upon me. Is that like just a separate like fun mode to like become friends with them and run dungeons with your friend NPCs? We mustn't delay here any longer, Murney. If Begluk is here to hear the truth of our travails in the first, you of all people should be present. Glamour for the Scions when you get them to max level? What do you mean glamour for the Scions? I kind of want to tell this person that that dungeon is just messed up. That dungeon dungeon's messed up. So you can backtrack dungeons when you need something without the queue. You can unlock outfits to watch them fight in. Are the outfits gas, at least? Give me like a concept of it. is like Ishtola, but she's in like a Tonberry costume. I'd buy that. Ishtola summer outfit. That's okay. That's the boring answer though. That's like the obvious one. Can I get some spicy ones? Do you have any business with the Crystal XR? Just say the word. Bum, 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 bum. Alright, how do we save my friend's souls?
I'm sorry. You mean to tell me not only that the return of night was your doing, but that you hail from another world as well?
Oh, come on, don't say it like that. It is, no big deal.
Everything we told you, of the source, the shards, the 7 umbral calamities, all of it is true. I realize how fantastical it sounds, and I would not blame you for doubting our testimony. But given your expertise, you must surely have noted the peculiar nature of their souls.
Any other time and I would have dismissed your stories as balderdash and flummery. But upon
a good word,
closer
flummery.
inspection, 'tis plain their souls are far denser than is normal, and that they do not possess true bodies. Save you. Your body is your own.
What does that even mean, though? Like, clearly they can run around and kill wildlife and creatures in dungeons. Like, what does not having your own body even mean? Like, what is it stopping them from doing?
And your soul is the densest of them all.
I'll take that as a compliment.
As
Your
I said
soul's
before,
looking pretty dense,
were it not for
Shroomer.
their heroism, the skies over Norvrant would still be awash with light, the realm yet at the mercy of 4-3 and the Sin Eaters. After all they have done for our home, seeing them safely back to their own, it seems the very least we can do.
I'm catching strays? What do you mean? We're supposed to be... it's a compliment. Murney has the densest soul in the room, and so, naturally it's a good thing. I think you have a very dense soul, Shroomer. Soul is dense because Ardbert... I didn't know that. Wait, then why is everyone else's soul so dense? They don't have Ardbert. They said that they're denser than normal.
Your tale is intriguing. Yes, very intriguing indeed. Simply to hear it is fitting payment in itself. As for your friends, I can but agree. Their valorous deeds on behalf of Norvrant are deserving of recognition, of their own fitting payment.
You will help us then?
I will. I would see my knowledge put to good use for a change. I do have one condition, however. I am not the spry young Numo I once was. As such, I will require assistance in my fieldwork and testing.
Sounds like a job for Ishtola. Go get him, Ishtola.
It would be our pleasure. We'll be laboring for our own benefit after all.
Everyone has a little bit of Ardbert in them. Even you, Taz. I just don't think that's correct. I did, what is it? What are those like DNA searching websites that like you submit your DNA to them and they like return to you? They fax you like your thing. It's like you're 2% Ardbert. Yeah, I don't think that's true. You have spun quite a tale, but tell me, have you ever given any thoughts to how you might return to your world? We're going to store everyone inside white auracite. White auracite, you say? An intriguing proposition, but one fails to account for the present state of your souls. They have become highly charged, likely as a consequence of having maintained tangible forms for so long. In such an energetic, unstable state, there is no telling what may happen to their souls within the auracite. They could very well become immutable to transference, never to be restored to their bodies. Then, would it be possible to force our souls into a state of dormancy prior to transference? In theory, yes, but the soul is not a candle to be snuffed out and relit on a whim. Oh, that sounds ominous. Well, what exactly would rendering our souls dormant entail? In order to maintain a corporeal form, your souls must constantly draw ether from your surroundings. The process must be halted, and the resulting surfeit of ether removed. Your minds would ultimately be separated from these faux bodies of yours, rendering you, incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Alrighty, it's 5 a.m. and time for bed. It was fun meeting you. What is 5 a.m.? Where is that? Before you go, Vexusu, where is that? I'm always intrigued by like time zones and people and stuff. Because 5 a.m. would be like Australia. Okay, because I was gonna say someone in here earlier was from Malaysia, and it was one. It was like 2. It would be 2 now because it's been like an hour and a half. It was like 2 or 3 for them, and I'm like, so what is 5? That's got to be like Japan. But I guess Australia works too. Have a good one though, Vexusu. Have a good rest. Ancestry results came back, and apparently I'm related to this guy called Ardbert. But there's a glitch in the UI because it shows us in the same box. I don't think there's any Ardbert in me. I'm gonna be honest with you. A cruel fate under normal... Wait, your minds would ultimately be separated from these full body of yours, rendering you incapable of interacting with the world around you. A cruel fate under normal circumstances, but one which will be rectified upon your return home. Leaving lifeless husks, like those poor souls at the inn at Journey's Head, corrupted by sea eaters, their ether made stagnant by the light. Corrupted? Stagnant? Might I see these unfortunate individuals? Why? Do you think you might be able to help them? I might. Or I might not. But I shan't know for sure until I've seen this condition firsthand. Then I would be glad to take you to them, or on the understanding that you won't do anything which might increase their suffering. It was my faith in man I lost, not my compassion. Well, I see no need for all of us to accompany you. While you escort our guests to the inn, I will assist Urian J in creating the requisite auracite. I believe my talents would be better applied to that endeavor as well. Might I leave the 3 of you to assist Beg Lug as necessary? Let's make for Amarang then. They say everyone has a little bit of psycho in them. I think I'm a very mild-mannered, straight-laced person. I don't think I'd crash out and do something crazy. So this is Halric, is it? His etheric balance leans perilously towards the light, towards stasis. What do you suppose will happen to him? Not too bright. Not too bright, are you, boy? Oh, the same as all the poor souls corrupted by the light. He will become a sin eater. You stupid, bumbling fool. Is everything you say this dumb? We don't know that yet. We've defeated the wardens and banished the light from the sky. Halric was completely unresponsive before, but now... Then there's perhaps hope yet. If I may, there's treatment I wish to administer to the patients. What sort of treatments? In my course of my studies of the soul, I created a tonic which could temporarily stimulate the ether in one's body. After some refinement, it came to be used in the Knights of Vobert. Then for a far darker purpose. Lest it fall into the... Pay attention, I'm reading. Lest it fall into the wrong hands, I swore to never make it again, but for their sake, I will break that oath. It is not like to reverse the stagnation, mind you, but it should offer some measure of relief. Alright, soul tonic. Todden. Have this. He stares blankly. It seems it had no effect. Snake oil, my favorite. What is this warmth I feel in my chest? Okay, maybe it's got some firepower to it. I wasn't familiar with your game. What's his name? Beglug. I feel warm in my legs. They don't feel as heavy. Now then, have you noted any change in the patients? A notable rise in body temperature and increase in motor function in most patients, at least. The more severely afflicted ones show no response. As I feared, then, 'tis true that with the restoration of night, the corrupting influence of light will no longer grow, and yes, their bodies will naturally return to equilibrium given time, but this holds true only for their corporeal aether. Their incorporeal aether, that of the soul, is not so easily mended. Which is why those in the later stages of corruption, like Halric, appear unaffected by your tonic. Precisely. The boy's soul is too far gone. His mind held together by the finest of threads. There is a chance he may one day recover, of course, but it could take years, decades even. By the gods, he could wake to find himself an old man. A fine reward for his persistence, the opportunity to mourn the life he never had a chance to live. No, there must be something we can do. Look, I realize this is not why we petitioned your aid, but do you think it could be possible we find a way to hasten their recovery? Maybe. Nor do I think it impossible that in treating them, we may learn something of relevance to your own predicament. King salmon? Creamy salmon. A rare roast beef. This looks kind of nice. Fried in rich butter comprises this simple yet indulgent dish. Flaky salmon and fresh spinach. Creamy sauce? Nah, let's go with this one. Do the voice. Which one? Just take the money. I want the food. Look at my, I'm running low on food. I'm going to run out of food soon if I'm not careful. What is this doing here? The Raven. I suppose the Crystal Exarch has told you of my past, that I was once a mage of the Royal Court of Vorbert, and the soulcraft was the field of my study. The tonic you administer to the patients here is one of the fruits of my labors. I hoped to do great things for the kingdom. But in the end, my knowledge brought only suffering, a plague the like of which none had ever seen. In the hands of unscrupulous men, what should have been my greatest triumph, instead became my greatest shame. And now you have a chance to redeem yourself. That I do, a comforting thought indeed. But let us return to the task at hand, finding a means by which we might revitalize these people's incorporeal ether. Do you think it can be done? With the sky set ablaze with primordial light, I would call it an exercise in futility, but now we may have a chance. The method I have in mind would entail the conjuring of a familiar. They are able to amplify the energies poured into them, making them perfect conduit for ether revitalizing magics we will ultimately employ. If you're about to launch into a lengthy explanation of the metaphysics of your plan, don't bother. I'd rather get on with doing whatever it is that needs to be done if it's all the same to you. Whatever reagents must be procured and or spells invoked, I will do it. I admire your spirit. Very well. Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. Look, we're all stupid, okay? We're not Cryo. We're not Ishtola. Just point us in the direction of whatever enemy ails you and we'll do it, okay? Your first task will be to gather the necessary materials. The purest water of finest clays, as well as the Fey lantern brimming with pixie magic. If you're convinced the resulting familiar could help the patients, fine. Alfie, no, the water and clay will be simple enough, but I think you know what we'll have to do to get the lantern. You don't mean... The pixies took quite a liking to us before. If we humor them with our company, I'm sure they will be willing to help us. Fine, we'll pay a visit to Ilmeg, although I never thought you would be the one to suggest going back to such a place. I'm impressed you've been there at all, let alone befriended the Fey folk. Oh, and while you're at it, seek out the new Mo of Plaini. They will be able to supply you with the water for our needs. Right, let's get this over with, shall we? There still remains the matter of the clay. Might it prevail upon you to find it? Let us find some clay. Wait, what? Clay from Marang will be know of you anyone who might be able to assist us. The miners at Twine. Yes, I'll be able to point you in the right direction, I'm sure. While you and the twins are occupied, I'll see if there's aught else I can do. To learn the stagnation, which should fix the people here. Who's this person? Bam bam bam. Bam bam. Bam bam bam. Bam bam. Bam bam bam. Oh, it's Magnus. How you doing, buddy? Murney, what a coincidence. You come at a good time. We've just finished repairing this Talos and the trolley you lot took to Nabatharang. The trolley was no trouble, but the Talos would have been another matter had we not a visit from Master Chai. He offered the sheriffs of the leftover building materials from Daedalus Stoneworks, as well as a few trade secrets to help us along. Clever man that China is. He seemed pretty keen on the ideas I had for putting the giant Talos to work, like a giant trolley. But Magnus still refuses to see all the good we could do with it. You're entitled to your dreams, Jarek, but that doesn't mean you can go harassing our guests with them. Master Chai was just being polite. And something tells me Murney here didn't come all this way to talk about trolleys, so what is it you need, my friend? Ah, I see. This familiar requires clay from Amarang. Well, look no further. If anyone can find your quality clay, it's us. Saying that isn't exactly a commodity nowadays, but there must be something lurking around somewhere or other, waiting to be dug up. If I'm not mistaken, there was a time they used to take clay from the Mount Briar mines to make adobe bricks. Place is swimming with coyotes now, but if you're after the good stuff, you could do worse than look over there. I ain't afraid of a few minor wolves. You know, when I was a kid, I used to think that, like, coyotes were, like, on the same power level of, like, werewolves, you know what I mean? Because we used to have, like, coyotes out where we lived, and people would always go, they snatch up your pets, you know, be careful. I thought, like, a coyote was, like, this super massive creature. I have to be up there, don't I? Oh, there's a bridge. Only to learn they're basically like wolf dogs, or sorry, fox dogs. And they're like extremely skittish. It's the same thing like I feel about a lot of people don't believe this, but like alligators are not scary. Alligators are like the least frightening creature you'll ever see. Like living in Florida has just completely changed how I feel about alligators. Have you not always lived here? Don't say here. You're not from Florida, too. There's the coyote I was worrying about. No, I used to live in, when I was younger, I used to live in, like, DC area. But I've lived here longer now, so. When I was super, super small, I thought coyotes are big birds because everyone was talking about how they attack chickens and only... and the only open space chickens have is from above. Yeah, chickens aren't the smartest animals. You know, they're vulnerable to pretty basic things. Alright, we're good. Let's go back. Yeah, I always thought coyotes were like super scary, but again, they're just kind of there. But bears? Okay, bears are for real. I don't mess with bears. Bears are scary. I don't like those guys. The chins have returned, and in one piece at that, I was convinced the pixies would turn at least one of them into a garden ornament, but no. And you have the clay, I take it? Wonderful. We need but to combine the clay and water and then heat the mixture in the Fey lantern. After that, it will be a simple matter of settling upon a suitable form and performing the necessary incantations. Beg Luke, I have a question. In the event that we need of this spell and you weren't around, would it be possible to perform another incantation? For another to perform the incantation? Assuming they possess the requisite skill, yes. Halric and the others have suffered so much, and I swore to do everything in my power to save them. If there's a chance that this spell could do that, I would be the one to invoke it. Mayhaps you should be the one to do so. A deep understanding of the subject's physical state, combined with a strong desire to help them, could drastically increase the magic's effect, and you are more plainly familiar with these people than I am. Yo, magic that power scales based off, like, your hope? Kind of crazy. If magic was real but could only be wielded by good people, do you think you'd be a good spellcaster? I think I'd be a great spellcaster under those conditions. But all you haters out there would never be able to cast a spell. I dare say that few in all of Novarent are more dedicated to finding a cure. Is that not so, Murney? I dare say... Oh, oops. She's the best woman for a job. I'll give it my all for Halric, for Tesleen. Then we are all a matter of the mind. Alice shall be the one to conjure the familiar. Get him, Alice.
Let us begin. I trust you've prepared the clay? Very good. Now, I would have you sculpt for me a Porksy.
Now, Porksy, with you doing MSQ again, I'm scared you're gonna pass me. I need to work on MSQ again. Lulu, you don't have to be worried about it. Trust me. We're gonna, in like 3 days, I'm gonna be like, all right, we're doing Alliance raids, and then it's gonna be another week before I do another one, and then someone's gonna be like, yo, you just did Alliance raids? You should do Near raids. They're so much fun. And Near raids are gonna take 2 days because it's 6 and 6, and we can't do all 12 in one day. So you're gonna be fine.
Plump, with floppy ears and a short curly tail.
A Porksy. I think I know what you mean.
The Near raids are the Alliance raids. You know what I meant. The Near raids, and then the people are going to be like, okay, then you need to do the real raids. Eden, I think it is, right? Eden is the main one. And it's like, oh, now you have to do Eden. That's a 2-day adventure. And then someone's going like, oh, it's been so long since we've done Eureka. Come do some Eureka with me. Let's talk about weird topics again. And I'll be like, fine. You need to do weapons? Relic weapons?
There we are. How's that?
Don't laugh.
Well, it is certainly creative. There's no denying that.
Don't laugh. Don't laugh.
Yes, I'm no artist. Very funny.
Pay him no mind, child. Though it may look like a grotesque parody of reality, it is what the Invoker believes that matters.
You're not helping.
But I speak the truth. If successful, this incantation will turn imagination into reality. Which is why the only thing of import is what you believe this figure embodies. You must focus. Hold the Porksy's image steady in your mind's eye. Now then, as I taught you, relax and allow your energies to flow.
With flesh of clay I bid thee rise, on wings of dreams to touch the skies. What once was idle fantasy, I call forth to reality.
Not bad for a first attempt. Now, let us see what can be done for young Halric.
I was gonna say, what does this do for him? Like, how does spawning a pig with floppy ears gonna save my boy?
Through the operation of the magics you invoked to animate this familiar, it is now replete with the energies required to stir the boy's soul. You need but give it a name, and it will do as your heart desires.
Those are some of the mobs in the dungeon just now. They all kind of blended together in the slew of AoEs I was throwing at them.
A name. All right, I've decided.
All right, we're gonna rate Alice's names.
go, Angelo!
Angelo versus Reen? Alright, who's the better name person? Is it Alice or is it Thancred? I already have my answer, you know. Let's see what Angelo's got, though. Alice is my favorite scion, don't shame her. Good thing she picked the better name. He's moving and talking, kind of. The words aren't there, but he's saying something.
Mother, I...
Okay, I mean, so it didn't really work. You alright, buddy? Oh, he's still talking. How is he, Beg Luke? Did it work? I believe it did. You and your fledgling familiar have done well. If my eyes do not deceive, a hint of color has returned to his soul. Gods, I would jump for joy if I wasn't so exhausted. We're so close, Halric. As you are even now in the process of discovering, the magic asks much of the invoker, which you may have not have realized. The same is true of the subject. As such, we must proceed with caution. However, with further treatment, I have utmost confidence that boy will make a full recovery. Observing the reanimation of his stagnant soul has been most enlightening. I'll need to put my theories to the proof, but I believe I can fashion a spell to produce the opposite effect, that is, to induce stagnation, thus enabling safe transport back to the source via the aura site. A thought just occurred to me about this treatment. Begluke said that when a soul is rendered dormant, the mind is separated from the body, that a person becomes incapable of interacting with the world around them. Does that not sound like a lot like some of the tempered back in the source? Not really. It's the fate of the most tempered to become slaves to primals, save for a handful of cases, or am I missing something? If I can master this technique, the art of revitalizing the soul, I know that of at least one of the source who could desperately use such treatment. Gaboo! Ah, Gaboo! My little... I don't even know what species of animal he is. Is he a goblin? I think he's a goblin. No, he's a kobold? I forget all. They're also... The names are so similar. Exactly, his condition is uncannily similar to Halric's, is it not? The only difference being that his soul was suffused with earth-aspected ether instead of light. It follows that if his soul is subject to a similar kind of stagnation, there may be a chance we can save him. Forgive me, but who is this Gaboo fellow you speak of? I see, his condition does sound familiar, yet there's much and much more that the soul that remains even unknown even to me. I say this not to discourage you, you understand, but to remind you that this is delicate work we do here, requiring patience. Of course, and as long as there's hope for the patients, I will devote whatever time is needed to see this through. But I refuse to spend that time in idleness. If it is all the same to you, I'd like to stay here with Angelo and continue their treatment. It's such a better name! It is such a better name than Reen. I think official namer of the Scions should go to Alice. I'm revoking the title from Thancred. The two of you should return to the Crystarium with Beck Luke and see if you can make some headway into the newly posited theories. I would tell you to rest first, but I see you're not convinced. Ah, the fire of youth. Let us return to the Crystarium then. Finally, I found you! Kaishir, what are you doing all the way out here? There's no way he looked through, like, all the places. There's trouble back in Yulmore. Lady Chai is beside herself, sighing, pacing, the whole lot. Near begged me to go find you. Sighing and pacing, you say? It must be urgent. I I take it I will return you to Crystarium alone. Go on then. If it's not, if I have anything for you to do. Thank you, Beck Luke. Sorry for bothering you and all, but she says the future of Yolmor is at stake. Whoa! What are you doing here? Wait, why do you have this thing? And why is it in like a... Can you move? Oh, that's just sitting there. Oh. That was like really cute. I thought that was part of the thing because you were just sitting in it so well. Oops, I have to talk to this person first before I go to Yulmore. Leichai's in the parlor. Best not keep her waiting. Bam, 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 bam. Alright. Let's go to Yulmore. He did in fact check all the buildings? Oh, in Amarang? No. If he was told that we were in Amarang, there's no way he didn't go to the very large center building to look for us first. Maybe he's just not very smart. Ah, the knot seems out of the ordinary, though I do not see Lady Chai anywhere. Probably pacing around outside again, staring off into the distance and all that. Strange, if we can find her. Discover the source of her distress. Alright, 50% says this is like delusional side quest for funsies, and 50% says this is actually like the start of the main quest. But I'm leaning towards delusional. Just knowing the character a little bit. Alright, Chai, what you got for me?
Thank heavens you're here.
Lady Chai, whatever is the matter?
I knew not where else to turn. Oh, this is all too much for my poor heart to bear alone.
Alone? What of Master Chai?
Oh.
But that is the very reason I summoned you. He's gone.
What? What happened?
It all began after the events at Mount Gulg. With Lord Vorthry out of the way, we all agreed that a new leader must be chosen.
And
Don't
so
tell
you held
me-
an election?
Don't tell me you voted for him. He's not built for this. He's not cut out to be a leader. That's the worst thing you could have done.
Yes, well, sort of. Not a single person volunteered to stand, you see. After a lifetime of leisure, we free citizens have grown somewhat indolent. Readapting to the harsh realities of life is trying enough, but to take charge of a broken city as well? No one wanted such responsibility. Nevertheless, Yulmore could not well do without a leader, and so we decided that anyone and everyone should be considered a candidate.
He was like the
And
worst
after we
possible
cast
person
our
for this.
ballots and tallied the votes, the mayorship fell upon my dear husband.
The dude needs a pep talk to like do obvious stuff. He's not cut out for this life.
Well, given the manner in which he orchestrated the construction of the giant Talos, none could deny his leadership qualities.
But even before then, he had proven himself at Daedalus Stoneworks, don't forget. He is more than qualified for the role. The perfect choice. Indeed. I told him as much when his victory was first announced. But perhaps I was too forceful in my attempt to encourage him. For shortly after that, he vanished without a word.
We're gonna have to find this guy and give him another pep talk, aren't we?
You believe he was so daunted by the burden of leadership that he felt compelled to flee. Please, Lady Chai, dry your eyes. Your husband does not strike me as the sort of man who would abandon his duty, much less his beloved wife. There has to be some other reason for his absence.
You truly think so?
Maybe he bet it all on black and lost all the money, and now he's on the run to not pay his debts. That's a little better.
What about you? What do you think has become of my husband?
This is like what happened when we talked. This is like the mini game where we had to like make him like confident again. Like, I will be honest with you. I will be 100% honest with you. I think he fled. I really do think he's like, I ain't cut out for this, buddy, and then just ran away. But I don't think she's ready for that. I think I gotta hit her with the smooth talk. Nah, he didn't flee. No, he's a courageous guy.
And there you have it, Lady Chai. You needn't worry. Master Chai loves you more than all the world, and he will return. Wherever he may have gone, rest assured we will find him.
Honestly, I understanding like Chai and all these people, I think he'd much rather come back and find a way to sneak her out than try and like return to his post.
Thank you, my dear boy. You have set my mind at ease. I will trust in my husband and await his return.
All right, let's go find out where this guy ran off to. Robe lettuce salad, popoto salad, or pixie berry tea. I chose the second option too. I was too busy, or I was too tired to babysit NPCs at that point. There's definitely times where I want to, like, you know, throw the NPCs a couple miles away, but then I remember, like, I'm the good person, right? I'm the good guy. The storyline's what made me really start to like Master Chai. Yeah, a lot of people are big fans of the Yulmore nobility couple. It makes no sense for Master Chai to have left without a word, but even if he had, he would not do so unobserved. Someone will have seen something, I'm sure of it. We should split up and inquire if anyone saw him leave, and failing that, if they have an idea where he might have gone. I'll meet you at the Glory Gate to compare notes. Hello, shopkeepers. I'd be an awful spellcaster if only good people could cast stuff. I'm glad that we went back to this topic. I believe I'd be a superpower wizard if only good people could cast things. Master Chai, yes, well, I spoke of him recently, though I recall he was in a rather dour mood, concerned about Yulmore's neglect of industry, you see. With Lord Vathu's apparently inexhaustible stores of mule, and no great need for money, it's little wonder why our businesses were all but forgotten under his rule. But I assured Master Chai that the Boutique of Splendors will do all it can to contribute to the revival of trade here in Yulmore, which seemed to satisfy him. He took his leave soon after. The stagnant state of business in Yulmore. Maybe he was feeling the job. Maybe he was like, this is gonna work. And then he was like, wait a second, you're telling me we don't trade with anyone? I'm supposed to revive the economy. We don't have any business here? And he's like, all right, I'm leaving. In this world, only bad people can cast spells. I don't think that's true. What happened to, like, where are my fellow good souls? We have the capability of casting magic. Our entire economy hinges on a single nightclub, and it's free entry. You just walk in and watch the shows. Looking for Master Chai, are you? Is something amiss? When I last saw him, he seemed ready to collapse from exhaustion. I insisted he rest and catch his breath. We talked for a while about his concerns over the city's defenses. He made a few more than a valid points. Many of our men are still recovering from your confrontation with Lord Vothri, and finding General Ranjit in a heap in the middle of the plaza shook us all to the core. The man commanded no small amount of loyalty. Some of our longest-serving soldiers seemed lost without him. Indeed, a number of them left. Not that we blame you, of course, but without you and yours, we would still be blind to the error of our ways. Anyway, funding permitted, I proposed replenishing our ranks with volunteers of the derelicts in Gatetown. We have a duty to protect not only Yulmore, you see, but the surrounding regions of Calucia as well. And I, for one, would welcome any man or woman willing to take up arms for the cause. Indeed, I told him as much, and he seemed relieved to hear it. With that note, we parted ways, and headed outside, as I recall. Okay, let me qualify that, Volkra. Being a good person doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but like you can be weird. You can have weird opinions and hold weird things in your heart. And occasional mischief isn't, you know, being a little snappy every so often isn't, you know, isn't a inherently evil trait. As I recall, a man fit in that description. Asked to speak with the poor buggers lately to come from the right. Said he wanted to know the state of things down in the derelicts, and you can be sure we gave him an earful. Lack of food, medicine, clothing, there was plenty to tell. We hunt high and low for whatever we can scavenge, it's barely enough to fill our bellies. But folks here don't want to just survive, they want to thrive. When he heard that, he started mumbling to himself something about finding us work, I think. Fair play to him, though. Not content with having his ears chewed about the derelicts, he asked about the other settlements and all, and after that I can't really say. Looked like he was headed for Gatetown when I last saw him. Your exchange with Heimer, the poor living conditions of Calucia is downtrodden. Okay, so he went out to the... It's clear he went out to other places. He wanted to see the townships outside. Establish trade, recruit soldiers, find work. I think this Chai guy might be more industrious than I gave him credit for. Being snarky is not being a scoundrel. Exactly. Like saying being like hitting someone with a line that makes them sad isn't inherently an evil thing. Like if I make fun of you because you die in a raid and then you go home and like cry, like that's not an inherently bad thing. I'm not an evil person for doing that. You know what I mean? Ah, there you are. How did you fare? Did you learn anything which might offer a clue about Master Chai's whereabouts? Behold my scribbled notes. Interesting. He apparently paid a visit to the Queen Bee as well. They often... well, I don't need to know about his trips to the Queen Bee, I'll be honest with you. They discussed the possibility of granting admission to customers from outside Yulmore, an idea which the proprietor were surprisingly receptive. Sounds like he's got big plans for the place. Yulmore, I mean, not the Bee. The question remains, where did he go after leaving the city? We all know for certain that Master Chai has shown a great concern not only for Yulmore but its surrounding settlements. It seems logical then, having consulted within the city walls, he would do the same without. Murny, if you'd go make inquiries in right, I should do the same in Stilltide and Gatetown. Fair enough, where should we meet after we're finished? Top Rung would have been his most likely destination after that. Let us reconvene there. With any luck, one of us will have stumbled upon him by then, but if not, we'll be well situated to continue our search. Very nice of him to send us to a town with a Aetherite. Oh, ooh. A little tired. Ooh. What the heck? No, the name doesn't ring any bells, but there was a rather dapper-looking Mistel gentleman not here so long ago. He wanted to talk about relations between Wright and Yulmore, rather a lack of them. We lost a great many lost many people to the promises of Mule and the chance for a lavish life among the free. And Vothri thought to even take more of us, conscripting the few able-bodied men we had to guard his paradise. I needn't tell you what happened when the Seniors came. Such things are hard to forgive. But Vothri's gone now, and we're curious to see what will become of Yulmore in his absence. That's what I told you, your friend China's, was it? I suppose the other said the same thing. Not that he wanted to hear, I suppose, because he left soon after, and that was that. He also probably went to the Aetheryte town, since they probably have the ability to trade. Is there, like, classism in the towns? Do you think the Aetheryte towns... Do you think the Aetheryte towns look at, like, the non-Aetheryte towns and goes, huh, can't even afford an Aetheryte. Powerful adventurer... Wait, are you telling me powerful adventurers don't appear occasionally in your town and pass by? Curious. Oh, they do, they do come by sometimes, and they lament the fact that you don't have an Aetheryte? Hmm. The lift. Take me up the lift. So he paid a visit to both Wright and Gate Town as well, did he? I see. Kaishir and I gleaned much the same. He seems determined to salvage what goodwill might yet remain among the settlements of Calusa. The only place he has left going to be Amity. If we are quick, we may be able to catch to him. I think Alfino was even complaining about how the Waking Sands doesn't have an Aetheryte once. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but Minfilia loaded us up with the tickets. Look, I still got 52 of those things. Minfilia knew how to treat us back then. Like, the Scions were a real deal way back when, only because Minfilia had these brilliant ideas to load us up with Vesper Bay Aetheryte tickets. And I'm sure that, you know, all the idiots that played like 10 years ago never had that opportunity. But guess what? We live in the future, old man. We have Vesper Bay tickets. That's just how it works. Oh, wow, there he is. You're a hard man to find, China's. But you, Amity, a man of your standing? Murney, Alfino, Kaishir, what are you doing here? We might ask the same of you, Master Chai. We've been looking all over for you. Looking for me? Whatever for? Lady Chai has been nigh unconsolable in your absence. She claims you disappeared without so much as a word and bade us return to her side. What in blazes are you talking about? I left a letter for her in our chambers. Though I suppose she could have overlooked it, and when she gets an idea into her head, I can only apologize. No, I'm done, Master Chai, but since we are here, might I ask what compelled you to come all this way? We were told that you had been elected mayor, and from what we gathered and from the nearby villagers, you've been inquiring about the people's grievances. Is it safe to assume that you mean to take office? Oh, no, let's not jump to conclusions. I did seek to learn about the problems faced by the people of Calusa. That much is true, but I am by no means sure I am the man to solve them. Tackling our many challenges require resources, and until I've secured them, I would not be right to assume the role of mayor. I see, and you believe the resources can be found here. Indeed, the people's grievances are many, but in the course of my inquiries, I have already met with several individuals willing to lend their aid in addressing them. However, there remains one individual crucial to my plans, a man whose counsel may yet make a mayor of me. With respect, such foresight is, in itself, proof of your suitability. The city needs you, Master Chai, and I'm certain that this man of whom you speak, whoever it may be, will reach the same conclusion for what little worth it is. He will vouch for you should he require convincing. We believe in you, Master Chai. Wait, he doesn't like that. Whatever you need, you can count on us. He's too pragmatic. He doesn't believe in this raw stuff. That doesn't work for him. I don't know what to say. You don't need to say anything. You got your actions to speak. Oh, he's like super Irish, isn't he? You don't need or Scottish. You don't need your say anything. You got your actions to speak for you. For as long as I can remember, all I wanted was to make it to Yulmore. But that dream's gone now, burst like a bubble, or a boil more like. Anyway, outside of repaying Master Alfino, I hadn't have a clue to what to do to myself, spent most days in a daze. But you've been running up and down trying to find a way to fix this mess for everyone. And I reckon you can do it. You got this lot up Mount Gulg, didn't you? How hard could Mehring be? You're gonna steal Yulmore to a better future, I know it. And I want to help. Properly help. Do something that makes a difference. I don't know what it is yet, but I'll work on it on the way. If you let me come with you, that is. You give me entirely too much credit, the lot of you, but I can't deny it gives me heart. Come then, let's press on together. Thank you, Master Chai. But we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. Yulmore needs more than a man with good intentions, which is why I am here to find the one with the experience needed to see the city thrive. Who is this man, and are you certain he's in Amity? Rendon is his name, and yes, he is, or was. I'd scarcely begin to explain myself when he decided his time was better spent elsewhere. He served as chief advisor to Vothri's father when he was in office. If Ranjit was the mayor's right hand, one might say Rendon was the left, and between them, Yulmore was kept on the road to prosperity. The city needs more than a man of business, which is why I must find him. But even if you do, what will make you think he will listen? Before giving chase, might it be wise to speak to those who know him here in Amity? They might be able to shed some light on the reason for rejecting your overtures out of hand. I suppose that makes sense. Perhaps we could start with Tristel then. As you recall, you made a rather favorable impression of him. I'm certain he will be willing to talk for us. Typical wife. Are we doing can we do the boomer wife humor? Ha, I really hate my wife. Life would be so much better if I didn't listen to my wife. I don't think that's how that joke goes. Greetings, friend, and you too, Master Chai. I presume you're here to ask about Rendon. I couldn't help but overhearing your earlier exchange. Ah, yes, with Vothri gone, Yulmore wants for a leader. No one should rise to the challenge. The city could well collapse. I came here seeking Rendon's counsel in hope of we could build a better Yulmore together. That's still my wish. But given how abominably you were mistreated here, I would understand if you choose not to help. Were not Master Chai, I bear no grudge against you or the people of Yulmore. I would not see you suffer for Vothri's villainy. As you no doubt gathered from your meeting earlier, Rendon can be rather uncompromising. He has principles, you see, and little patience for anyone who deals less committed to their own. Your desire to right the wrongs of the past of Yulmore's past is quite admirable. I fear the guilt you bear on the city's behalf is working against you. I can see it in your eyes, in the way that you carry yourself. It goes without saying he sees it as well. You must let go of those feelings, Master Chai. Be more assertive, commit to this course, and prove him that Yulmore has more resolve for change. The resolve to change. I believe he was heading towards Pit 8 when he left. If you plan to go and speak with him, I suggest you be firm and clear in your intentions. Very well, to Pit 8 we shall go, and I will not take no for an answer. Nay, not even a maybe. I won't lie, I'm getting like a little tired, and also like throat's getting a little dry. We took 2 weeks away from MSQ, and like I'm out of MSQ sorts. You know, the MSQ bone is something you have to like train. Without it, it's just everything just falls apart.
Well, it's you again. Well, I see you've invited your friends. Need them to fight your battles for you, do you?
No, I didn't invite them, as it happens, though they are indeed my friends. Well, not only mine, but every true Yulmoran's. They are the ones who awakened us to the truth, to Lord Vothri's villainy. The famous warriors of darkness.
Are they now?
Wait, isn't he like friends with Vothri? Isn't this like Vothri's logistics guy?
Yes, they are. It would be no exaggeration to call them our saviors. We owe much and more to their kindness, but we cannot depend on that kindness forever. To do so would be a little different from entrusting our affairs to Lord Vorthry. Nay, we must learn to stand on our own 2 feet. And I would have them present to witness my attempt.
Hear, hear, Master Chai.
Your sentiments are admirable. Yet admirable sentiments do not a nation make. In my capacity as advisor, I once strove to build a better Yulmore. Gave honest counsel to my superiors, drafted laws for the benefit of one and all. But in time, my values fell out of favor. There was no need for them in this paradise Vorthry was creating. And so I left my homeland behind.
Man of Justice kicked out in favor of the Man of Raw Strength. I mean, Ranjit's pretty cool, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was a young king and then my 2 advisors, you know, you have your like scheming eunuchs and, you know, your like uncles, right? That's like the Chinese dilemma. If Ranjit sat across from Rendon and they were both whispering in my ear, I think I might go with Ranjit, I'll be honest with you.
But you, Chai News, you were content to wallow in indolence under Vorthry's auspices. And so I cannot help but ask myself what manner of nation you intend to build.
Answer him, Chai News. Tell him how it is.
I can offer no simple answer to that question. But this much I will say. It is my hope that Yulmore can become a nation which her citizens might freely choose to build together. A great many people, myself included, flocked to Yulmore seeking sanctuary. The alternative being to live in fear and die in pain. It seemed an easy choice. And sanctuary we found. As much food and drink as we could ever want. Secured at the cost of the surrounding villages. Little wonder the people gathered at our doorstep, begging to work among the bonded. The free were blind to it all, of course. Content to, as you say, wallow in indolence. Were I mayor, I would first take stock of the city's resources and see that they were assigned equitably. Our days of reckless consumption are behind us. The distinction between free and bonded died with Vorthry. The needs of rich and poor alike must be considered if our nation is to survive.
Attaboy, Chai News. Now you're speaking my language.
To which end I would take steps to secure channels for supplies, rekindle relations with nearby settlements, who re-establish industry, reach out to neighboring nations, and the list goes on and on. But I am no ruler, nor even a politician. I am an entrepreneur. My expertise lie in planning and profit. I haven't the knowledge or experience to run a nation. Please, Rendon, will you not help me? Together, we could solve the city's problems. Build a Yulmore for the people.
I always like when they use the canned animations, because it's like, I don't think Chai would do that. Like when he's like pleading, you know? I don't think he'd go like, please, Rendon. Anything.
A Yulmore for the people. I rather like the sound of that. But before I offer you my counsel, I would be certain of your ability to perform the duties of office.
You would?
You ask me to help you solve Yulmore's problems, but first I would see you solve one on your own. Accomplish that, and you will prove both to me and the people that you are a man worth following.
Get him chai news. Right then, is there a particular issue would you have me resolve? You seem to have conducted an assessment of the problem Yulmore now faces. I assume you agree, therefore, that it is a matter of dwindling food stores is most pressing. Mule being neither desirable nor less sustainable option, I assume alternate foodstuffs are now required to fill the void. And a man who hungers is not like to contribute much to society, save violence, perhaps. So tell me, how do you propose to solve this problem? Give me a satisfactory answer, and I'll consider offering you my counsel. You got this, buddy. I'm just an observer here. You don't have farmlands up there in Yulmore. You don't got trade routes established. A combination of measures would seem to be in order. One to address the immediate supply and that of production. Go on. For the present, Yulmore's coffers can be used to purchase food from our neighbors. That would afford us time to address the underlying problem that affects us all, this long-standing neglect of agriculture. Their villagers that once served as sources of foodstuff, of trade for foodstuff, must be repopulated. Their means of production restored. This assumes, of course, that we can rekindle relations with our neighbors, guarantee security and stability in the region, and most importantly, find people willing to leave the city and take up the rebuilding effort. My, think of all that yourself, did you? Yes, it began as a rather abstract plan that I drafted some time ago after speaking with the people of Yulmore and the nearby settlements. You've impressed me, Chai News. I have. That is a relief. We haven't secured my support just yet, only my attention. Grand plans will not be enough to persuade the masses, so if you would ask them to rebuild, you must provide them the means to do so. A fair point, to which I have given much thought. I propose the use of the Talos State in the establishment and maintenance of these settlements. Their employment should drastically improve efficiency and ultimately increase production. Talos, but Daedalus Stoneworks closed their doors years ago. Without a ready supply of necessary equipment, the people would starve before your plans could be put into effect. Well, as heir to the Daedalus Stoneworks, it just so happens that Talos are my field of expertise, and with that little help, I am certain we can acquire what we can do in time. In no time at all. Lemon curd, Sasha Tort. Ryan is quite right. Building Talos from scratch would require time we do not simply have, which is why I propose to make use of the long-abandoned Talos which wander the wilds of Kalusha. They will need to be deactivated, of course, but if my memory serves, the required show should be at the top rung. Come with me. What is this? Oh, Royal Guard. What if we sat at a round table at top rung and we talked our hearts out? What do you think? What if we had like a heart-to-heart at the top rung? Cleaning done? Nice. What'd you have to do? If you don't mind me asking, what'd you gotta clean? Because it took some time. I'm definitely like I'm like a partial cleaner. I like doing one or two things at a time and just kind of going around in a circle. I don't like doing it all at once. Just too much, too much overhead. This is a whole house basically? Okay, that makes sense. This is like a soft way of me saying that I kind of don't want to do another MSQ quest, and I kind of just want to hang out for a little bit before we go. Because I'm getting a little tired. I don't know why. And my throat's starting to really not like the MSQ work that we're doing. So what if we just walked very slowly to the next MSQ? Wait, so now that I'm done with main Shadowbringers, are we able to do all the raid stuff? Both the Alliance and the Classical? Did you want to look at the FanFest stuff today? I would, but I'm like kind of tired, and we could just do that tomorrow. I mean, we got to stream tomorrow too. Might be a little better too, just because it's less time thinged. Especially, you said it's going to be like, we're probably going to watch like, it's 3 hours long, and we're probably going to try to watch it as much as like isn't spoilers for me. So maybe we'll do that as like a dedicated hour to 2 hour segment. I don't know. I don't know how long it's going to be. You have to remember, someone has to be there to like translate all this stuff tomorrow too, because like when the producer guy goes, and now watch how we transform the leveling experience, and they do this like really cool like transition where it's like Bard gameplay, and then it like zooms in, and everyone goes whoa, and I'm a little lost. I'm gonna need someone to go, what changed? I don't understand what changed. It seems like it's the same thing. They have translators. I understand. I know how to read subtitles. Is it subtitled or is it like redubbed over? I don't know. I can do both. I'm smart. They do a good job explaining it. That's good. Is that why it's 3 hours? You can't jump up here? Lame. Go march. Wait, I'm marching. Excellent. Where's my Final Fantasy 14 immersive sim? Like, where's my slow walking down the road with my party? Might make more sense to go like this. Also not stare at them like that. If you just want to see the job system, you don't have to watch all of it, just like an hour-ish. What is that, Mad Dog? What are you saying? Usually I'm pretty good at understanding what like nonsense you're writing on my screen, Mad Dog, but why are we walking? Because it looks cool. If you just want to, well, what are the parts of the FanFest stuff? Like, break it down to me based off like what we should and shouldn't watch. Because you said the job stuff is probably interesting, but again, I need someone there to like handhold me through it. Because when they start talking about like healer roles and how they're simplifying healer, someone has to be there. Ray looks so menacing. Why? You don't look very menacing. Oh, look at the sync. Wait. Put away your weapon. Put away your weapon. Put away your weapon for me. And go back to follow. Look at this. Look at this synchronized hair flip. I need to get you to walk, and then I walk closer. Oh no, because your thing's off time though. It's not gonna work. Did you want to trade something? Oh no, you were trying to follow. You were trying to follow. Oh god, it's raining. I hate the rain. The job stuff's the most important. Well, isn't there like 8.0 stuff? Didn't they like tease? Did they not tease like the new January expansion jump stuff that's happening that everyone's so excited about? Should I not watch those? It's like concept art. And he's vague. Oh, is he like, you'll all meet a beautiful soul. You'll all meet a beautiful soul and find out where the light ends in title drop. Kind of pissed that Switch 2 has better specs than a PS4 Pro. They announced what roles the new jobs will be? What was the... I guess we'll find out tomorrow, but what's the purpose of them condensing all the new abilities? Is that just to make it so Dragoon gets like a ranged attack or an AoE before level 40? Is that all that does? Let me under your umbrella. Oh, sorry. I don't think this is gonna work. I don't think this is gonna work. There we go. Let me hold it like a dunce real quick. There we go. Sorry, what did you ask? You didn't hear? The way the game is now is the way it's been since Shadowbringer gameplay wise. Now they're trying to do new things. This works. Wait, let's go on. Let's get on even land. I think you're taller than me too, which just doesn't. No, we're about the same height. That's fine. So like, because what I was saying was like, what is the purpose of all this? Is it just because they wanted to make things different? Like, surely they tried to explain like, we think that these changes of condensing will make like understanding what jobs you're actually interested in more interesting early on, because you don't have to get to level 70 to find out if you like the flow of the class, if you get all the cool abilities by 50 instead. Like, I could understand that being a consideration. More job individuality instead of feeling like every job is the same like it is now. So they're reversing, because I know I thought like the last 2 years of job changes have been reducing individuality. So they've decided to backpedal. Have you tried PvP jobs? What is that? Doesn't every job have like some level of PvP? Did you forget that we're twins? We're not that similar. We got different hair color. Different hair like stranding. I kind of got like the wavy hair. You kind of got the straight hair. I just don't think the genetics line up. Have you tried PvP at all? Yeah, I did like 3 games of PvP when I started Heavensward all the way back then. I kind of liked it. I had fun. I only did Frontlines though. I didn't do the Crystalline Clash or whatever it's called. PvP has different abilities and playstyles, but they're not changing. Are they changing PvP too? No, but that's what they're going for now. So are they like are they drastic? Well, maybe we'll just watch the video tomorrow and see, because like I feel like I'm just gonna be asking questions that they're gonna talk about. The new job system's kind of like PvP. Okay. Depending on what that means, I'm getting more excited about it, because there are things that I like about the PvP jobs system over like the classical one. The main one being that there's a lot less buttons. You know that I'm not a fan of all these buttons on my screen. Just a personal thing. Just less buttons, to be honest. That's good for me. Yes, they wanted to cut down on buttons. Huge. A big fan of that change. Huge if true, honestly. Huge if true. Because I think Rat said like 3 messages while he was here and was like, he was talking about like, oh, they just consolidated all my abilities. In my head, that meant there's less of them. People like how Viper and Picto have massive hotbar savings, so they're extending it to everyone else. That was something I mentioned it about when I played Viper. I was like, I really like how the abilities are really like, there's only like 8 abilities, and they just kind of, instead of a rotation, right? They just rotate for you. They just, you know, you don't have to click the 14th button because the second button became your 14th button. I think that's a very easy way to reduce without, you know, frustrating me and me specifically. Are they going to try to have 2 similar things on the same... And they're going to try to have 2 similar things on the same button depending if you're selecting self, ally, or enemy. You can actually play with worse keyboards and ability clickers. I know. I'm excited. We'll see. And this is all 8.0 stuff. So this is like 6 months from now. Yeah, I guess the only thing left is to actually watch it. What else is in there? You said it's about an hour for the class stuff? What else is in that like live stream thing? Because if we spend a lot of time tomorrow watching it, you know, I want to make sure that we're watching the good stuff and not like a bunch of nonsense. And spoilers specifically. Region-based matchmaking? Woo. Most of the PvP stuff is interviewing the devs, so you can skip those parts. The UI editor being part of the difficulty in high-end rating. Again, I'm so far removed from the high-end rating scene that I'm not too concerned about that. I'll let them sort it out, and then when I eventually dip into like Savages and Extremes and Ultimates, then I'll see what they think about it. For now, I don't think we are too concerned with that part of it. They're taking away roulettes. That's another thing I saw that I was interested in, because as you know, I'm like, I've rallied against the idea of dailies. I've said it before. I'm not a daily person. I don't like logging in to do my roulettes every day, and it's come to a point where I like force myself not to do them sometimes. But I'm interested to see what their stance is on that as a whole. Because I know that they're making them a little more generalized. We'll see. I think that's something I'll have a lot to talk about, I think. Because I've habitually complained about this. So stuff showing the job is from the dev panel, but all over the all-over announcement stuff is a lot longer. The dailies are literally the same as before with a different coat of paint. Okay, maybe I will be the arbiter of that claim. Do not worry. Maybe we'll just do that and then like, okay, I think the itinerary for it's also likely to change a lot from now to then. That's true. This is all like work in progress stuff. I think the itinerary is tomorrow we'll start the stream and I'll watch like the segments that are interesting to me. And then we'll talk it over like yeah, I was going to say Eureka and Dev Chill. Yeah. And then for the rest of the stream, so like let's say it takes an hour and a half. For like the next hour and a half, we'll just talk about the changes while doing Eureka. Like just while chilling in my new home. I think we'll even get to the next area, I think, in Eureka, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I think that sounds like a good itinerary for tomorrow. Very laid back, and I won't have to talk. I'll just get to sit there and watch. But the I think it'll be like the first real dev fan fest, whatever you want to call them, thing that I've watched. Who's this Yoshi P? Give Murney arms too? What do you mean? She has arms. Oh god, wait, she has the same thing that I made fun of Urian J for. I don't understand the point of these, like, bicep arm wraps. They just don't do anything. If you flex your arm, if you, like, try to pick something up, you're just gonna, like, hurt yourself. Like, your arm, like, actually, it's not gonna work. They address that in the dev talk, too, actually. They take, like, a 10-second thing where they're like, many of you have talked about Urian J and his unrealistic outfit, but we think he looks like a baller, so you can all shut up. Thank you. Style? No. You guys have to understand that, like, at some point, there's like a point where the style just does not work, right? Like, think about it this way, right? You know how chokers work? You know why a choker, like, makes sense? Because your neck doesn't, like, flex in and out as you breathe. You know, your bicep, you do anything, and your bicep just kind of pops out, and then, you know, if there's something, like, constricting it, it's just gonna hurt. Like, you don't even have to flex. Like, if I pick something up, like, this remote, it's like, your arm just doesn't do it doesn't work the way you guys think it does. Look, I understand being impractically stylish. I understand that, okay? But it just doesn't track. Next stream will be the arm belt surprise stream. Yeah, you know what? For my next skit, watch for my next skit. The belt is always moved. I had the belt around my waist like 3 skits ago. Last skit, I had the belt like from my shoulder to my neck. Next week, next skit, you're going to see it around my arm. I'm telling you. I also was thinking, like, I want to just, like, buy, like, random costumes. But we don't really... There's no, like, costume stores near me. You know, like, Party City is closed for a while, you know? I want to buy, like, outfits just to wear in skits, because I'm tired of, like, wearing either a suit or, like, the 3 shirts that I use. So yeah, I think that's what we'll do tomorrow. If you want, that does mean Spirit Halloween doesn't open for another 5 months. That's what I'm upset about. I didn't start doing like skits for real until like what? November last year? It was already closed. I picked like the worst time to start. I have to wait the whole year. But yeah, be early on Sunday if you want to help be my translator. And like just feed me false information about how the new job system works to my own dismay. And then we'll hit the Eureka while we talk it out. Yeah, I think with my ailing throat for some reason, I don't know why it's like really scratchy. Hopefully I'm not sick. That would be the worst outcome. I think getting sick is like the worst. I hate when like you get sick and you can kind of know you're getting sick. Like your nose gets I'll be busy this Sunday. I agreed to help a guy on Famfrit with Eureka. That's crazy. Maybe we'll run into him after the thing. Maybe we'll after I do the after I watch the FanFest thing. Maybe we can run Eureka with him, huh? Crazy. As long as this person has a penchant for arguing in Discord chats, then I will accept him with open arms. Either way, I think today's run its course. We are. Let's see. Oh no, I can't use my secret method of gauging how far I am in the MSQ. That's how I figure out how far I'm in the MSQ. I'll see if he's okay turning up on stream. Alright, sure. That's the secret, right? I use the level to figure how far I am in MSQ. And they're all level 80 now, so it's not going to help me. Thought you wanted stream time? You're in post now. No, I know, but what I'm saying is like when you're going through an expansion, if you're at 75, you know you're around about halfway through the expansion. The problem is I'm in the 80 hell now, where it's like 3 quests from now I'm going to be level 80, 40 quests from now I'm going to be level 80, and then 1 quest after that I'm going to be an Endwalker. You know what I mean? So like it's hard for me to gauge. Whatever, that was the first one. We'll get through it. Yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, and obviously we got an extra stream on Friday. Super special stream. Don't miss that one. And then I think on Sunday that day, we might do Alliance Raids if it's available. If it's available, we might do Alliance Raids next Sunday. So we'll do the birthday stream, which is mostly going to be stupid things that we just figure out we're going to do. A bunch of one-off nonsense. Saturday that day is probably going to be like MSQ or something. Maybe some Eureka, depending how I'm feeling. And then Sunday might be Alliance Raids. And then tomorrow's obviously what we already said. So, with that, I'm probably going to go take a nap. I'm very tired for some reason. And I'll see you all tomorrow. I'm gonna, I promise, I'm gonna like, maybe I shouldn't spoil what's gonna happen on the stream, but whatever. All right. Goodbye, friends.